Representative, do you hear us?
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you earlier.
Thank you. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, Marie.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, actually.
There you go. If everybody but the commissioners and the clerk and the city manager can camera, please, till you're called on. Ms. Woodson, if you your camera. And Ms. Delorio, if I pronounced that right, can you mute your camera, please? I'm Ms. Harper. If you can mute your cameras so we're called upon, please. How you doing? Thank you. All right, start her up.
This conference will now be recorded.
I need to have Mayor on. I mean, sorry, I apologize. Commissioner Clark on.
He was on.
There we go.
All right, we're ready to.
We're ready? Okay.
Yep.
Town of Pembroke Park virtual regular commission meeting, Wednesday, December 9th, call to order at 7:12 p.m. Virtual meeting instructions. Marlon, would you like to read this for me?
Sure. Virtual meeting instructions. Notice is hereby given that the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida will hold a virtual regular commission meeting utilizing communications media technology in accordance with Emergency Ordinance 2020-009 dated November 10th, 2020 pertaining to conducting local government meetings while under the public health emergency related to the COVID-19. Regular commission meeting Wednesday, December 9th, 2020 at 7 p.m. until approximately 11:30 Eastern time. You can dial in using your phone. The toll-free number is 1-866-899-4679, 1-866-899-4679. The United States number is 1-571-317-3116, 1-571-317-3116, and the access code for the meeting is 810-330-733. Again, 810-330-733. 2 hours prior to the meeting, you can submit a text or voicemail at 954-707-9820. Any member of the public wishing to comment publicly on any matter, including on items on the agenda, may submit their comments by email to the town clerk at townclerk@tppfl.gov. All comments submitted by email that, if read orally, are 3 minutes or less, shall be read into the record. All comments submitted by email shall be made a part of the public record. If any member of the public requires additional information about this town commission meeting or has any questions about how to submit a public comment at the meeting, please contact Marlene D. Martell, Town Clerk, Town of Pembroke Park, 3150 Southwest 52nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida, 33023. 954, and you could telephone at 954-966-4600, extension 235. We can't hear you, Mayor.
Sorry, here we go.
There we go.
All right. Call to order, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
to which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner Clark?
Here.
Commissioner DeVille is not in. Vice Mayor Cohen?
Here.
Mayor Jacobs?
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right. Additions, deletions, withdrawals to the agenda.
Mayor, if I may?
Sure.
Yeah, I have, who's that?
That's me, it's JC.
Okay,
You can go ahead, sir.
okay, deletion 1211.
Okay, hold on. Let me get to the page.
Yep.
11. Okay, you want to delete 1211?
Yes, and that'll come up at the workshop, and that'll be the Sierra Club plus the Capoeira for All
Okay.
and the South Florida Professional Firefighters Association. We'll do all three of those at the next workshop and regular meeting.
Okay, anything else?
Yes, sir. Hold on a second. Commissioner DeVille, he was gonna try to attend.
Here.
some of the main
8.7.
But he asked me to remove 14.2, which is his item, and we'll defer it to the next meeting.
Okay,
And
14.2.
then also, I do want to clean up the agenda a little bit on 12.2 and 12.13. They're duplicate items.
Wait a minute. Wait. Wait, what do you say? 8, what?
12.2.
Oh, okay, what's the,
And which one?
12.12 and 12.3 are duplicate items.
Okay.
oh, okay.
I need to remove 12.12, because first
Okay.
of all, there's like an additional item underneath it, the MWI portable emergency diesel pump, that doesn't need to be on the agenda.
And what other one, 12.12?
3 and
That's
12.
three versus one.
12.12.
It's being addressed on 12.13, so remove 12.12.
Okay, 12.12 removed and 12.11 removed, and then 14.2 removed.
I do.
Okay, go ahead, Gina.
Is everyone else done? Okay, I would like a discussion and I'd like, I'd like to remove, I want to make sure I got the right one. Hold on. No, wait. 1 second. I would like to remove 8.7 for discussion.
8.7.
It's a resolution.
Okay, 8.7. You just want a discussion on it?
Well, I have some concerns on the language.
Okay, so you want to move it to the workshop?
Yeah, can we move it to the workshop?
8.7.
Vice Mayor, did you want to move it to the workshop or did you want to have it removed from consent and discussed?
No, you know what? Let's remove it to the workshop because I have a lot of concerns about this and I would like to sit down with the attorney.
Okay, all right,
Okay? So let's move it to the workshop.
okay.
Okay, hold on. And Ray will be here. That way we'll have more commissioners to go over it. So that's all right with me. Move it. And my reasoning is we'll have a fourth commissioner.
Okay. Anything else? All right.
If you could just read something into the record, please.
Sure.
There were some items that I submitted to all of you and I also uploaded into the agenda, which was going ahead and uploading the budget amendment, the page for the pension presentation that we just had. And in addition to that, legislative items, I uploaded the most recent one, which was December 9th, instead of the one that I had originally placed on the agenda. So just want to let the public know that this information was uploaded. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We need a motion to or vote to approve the amended agenda.
Motion to approve the amended agenda.
And I'll second.
Roll call.
Motion to approve the consent agenda made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, we have two presentations. I'd like to introduce to the commission, State Representative Marie Woodson. If you wouldn't mind turning your camera on, I would appreciate that. Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, commissioners, and all attendees. My name is Marie Woodson, and I'm the newly elected state representative for District 101. As you know, Pembroke Park is part of the district. I have Hollywood, parts of Hollywood, Pembroke Pines, Miramar, Hallandale, West Park, and Pembroke Park. I've lived in Hollywood for 26 years, but I don't look at, even though Hollywood is 40% of the district, I look forward. The purpose of me attending the meeting tonight is to introduce myself to you first. Second, to let you know that I'm here to work with you. I have 6 cities in the district, and I intend to treat all 6 of them the same. No favoritism, no special deals. I'm here to work with every single one of you. Even though I know the needs of Pembroke Park might be different from the ones in Miramar or Hallandale or Pembroke Park, my purpose here is to serve the resident of District 101 with you. I intend to collaborate with you. I will be listening to you. You would also have my phone number. You can reach me at any time. I want to collectively work for the betterment of the district, for the betterment of Pembroke Park, which I'm here tonight on this meeting. I'm sorry about the nasal. I just was diagnosed with COVID 2 days ago, the day before yesterday. So I wanted to be here no matter what, because so far I have mild symptoms. I pray that my family and I will remain the same. I look forward to working with you. As you know, because of COVID, the budget this year is going to be very different than what we have seen in previous years. So I know you might have some projects, or also maybe you might have a bill that you would like for us to introduce in Tallahassee. So feel free to reach out to me. I have my legislative assistant here, Eunice Belvelorio. If you cannot get me, you can always get to her, because I hired the best to be my legislative assistant. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Go ahead, Gina.
I just want to congratulate you. We're honored that you're here tonight, and you have our blessings, and feel well.
Thank you so much.
And we look so forward to working with you.
Me too, definitely. We have a lot of work to do. I have walked in the district, specifically Pembroke Park and West Park, because those two are the 2 smallest part of the district. And I saw a lot of needs. I have listened to a lot of the residents. So definitely I look forward to working with you, because we are elected to do a job, and I intend to do it to the best of my ability. Thank you.
And I would like to say, Commissioner Clark, congratulations, Marie, and we all want to work with you, and I think we'll have a very good relationship.
Thank you so much. I look forward to that.
And Ms. Woodson, I saw your post on Facebook the other day. So we wish you and your family the best, and y'all get healthy as quick as you possibly can. So
thank you so much. We went through almost 2 years of campaigning. Nothing ever happened. And right after I came back from Tallahassee, started working, this happened. But I know we are going to get through it. Thanks God we have mild symptoms so far, and I hope they remain like that. Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to talking to you when you feel better. So.
All right. Thanks. Me too.
Thank you. Have a good day. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right.
Mayor?
Yep.
Oh, I was just gonna chime in and thank the representative. I hope she's still listening for the kind conversation that she's had with both Dee Carper and myself on different occasions, and excuse me, and listening to us and talking with us and establishing a relationship. But she's gone. I'll mention it to her, and also hope and pray for her family as well as everyone else did. But thank you.
I don't see her on here. Oh, wait. No, I don't see her on here currently. I may have missed her name as I'm scrolling through all of this. I think she logged completely off there. But we do appreciate all she's doing for us and getting right out of the gate with COVID. I mean, it's a hard way to start a new position. So, all right, let's move on to 6.2.
Mayor, may I say one thing real quick? To the people
Sure.
in the audience, you're not allowed to talk in the asked to talk. If you break that, you will be removed from the room. So please, we need to follow the procedures here. All right, it's very important. Thank you so much. Sorry, Mayor.
All right, 6.2. We have a resolution of the Board of Directors of Florida League of Cities honoring Howard P. Clark Jr. for 30 years of elected municipal service and presenting him with the Mayor John Land Years of Service Award in recognition of his commitment to municipal leadership and governance. I'd like everyone to congratulate Howard Clark on his 30 years of service.
Congratulations, Howard.
Yep. Yeah, thank you.
Yay.
Wow, I didn't know there was that many people in town. Okay.
And I
Marley,
think,
you got a tape playing, but all that clapping. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Congratulations.
You're welcome. Thank you.
all right, number 7, comments related to the agenda and good welfare. Letters read out loud for the record. Letters from constituents.
Okay, I have 3 letters from constituents. Commissioner Clark, just so you know, I do have a plaque for you and a lapel, a pin. So I'll have them upstairs in my office whenever you get an opportunity to stop by and pick it up.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. I have 3 letters here. One of these letters is from Joshua Schweinberger. It says, hello, my name is Joshua Schweinberger. I'm 29 years old. I live at 100 Ronald. Go to Hollywood, Florida, 33023. In the past 5 to 10 years of my life, I've been dealing with car lots driving and using our neighborhood as a test track. I have numerous videos and I put in complaints to code enforcement, especially and with BSO, and nothing has ever gotten done. If you can contact me, or if we can have a sit down conversation over what we can do to stop this crisis before things get out of hand. I have videos of every single car lot testing driving in my neighborhood, and even I have a trespassing against me for bringing up this deadly problem at Michael's car lot. The money is more important. The money is more important, I guess, than the community of our West Park citizens that are everyday patrons. Kids playing that are just walking, little to do. They know their targets to moving vehicles. People test driving cars to see how fast they can go with the car features. Has a little care for our community. If you don't respond to me, then I have no hope for our people of West Park. I have attended meetings at McTighe Park numerous times to bring up the subject, and nothing has gotten done. I've even attempted to contact West Park and still feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm calling the business bureau on the businesses to give my input. Sincerely disappointed. The next letter that we have is from Katie Milligan. And she writes, would like to be heard in the upcoming meeting via this text. Mayor and commissioners and everyone in attendance that's going to make a decision on this matter. We need our own police department, period. I don't know if anyone is a resident on County Line, Dade County Line Road. We need a police department that can respond to our calls immediately and not take hours or not respond at all. I've called on several occasions with the overall situation with Pembroke Park. In my opinion, taking care of West Park for years has changed my mind about continuing to live here. I actually would rather move to Hollywood. They are well established. Mayor, I appreciate what you've done in the shortest amount of time you've taken office. When I met you, I believe your only motive is for the betterment of this community. If you have people in your own camp going against you, coming against the great work you're doing, it's really sad. In leaving Pembroke Park, I would say be encouraged. Thank you. God bless. Sincerely, Katie. That's a second one. The third one I have here is from Rob Raymond, and it says, "Nice meeting you, and please let me know when the new police department come in. Few months back, Broward sheriffs wouldn't apprehend char received, even arrest a guy we know and have identified on my video film stealing a loaded gun from our parking lot, loaded and taking it much closer to the school, and where all the kids got shot. They don't do anything. We now aren't calling or trusting the police where all the kids were shot in Parkland. They always show up, but never to do anything, even lied to us several times and blame it on the prosecutor for not going after a gun thief. And same cops that sat outside while all the kids were shot in Parkland. They're none effective, and better our own police or anyone besides those thugs where we're on our own. Arm yourself. There is no protection. Go on and on, but I don't. I hope you make great changes. Congratulations." These 3 letters have already been uploaded to the system and are on our website. Thank you very much. I don't have anything else at this time.
David Roach, I would like to make public comment, please.
Go right ahead, sir.
Okay, resident of Dale Village, 49 years. My wife came up with some good ideas the other day. First question was, why is the city holding a Christmas luncheon? I told her I'm sure they did the research about social distancing, no more than 10 people, having the event outside in the open air. There's no way the city would hold a super spreader event like this without thinking ahead. Well, I think it's time, and it would be a smart decision if you decide to cancel this event. Moving right along, do you realize that BSO and Sheriff Tony operate both police and fire? And they are under the same umbrella, even though we paid them separately. If Sheriff Tony had the right, he could say, you know what? You guys are trying to get rid of us. Maybe we'll just get rid of the fire department. Then we would have to have our own police and fire. Why would he do this? Because BSO gets no respect from the city administration and council. Do you realize what they do for our community? Every time you have a citywide event, the police, fire, and explorers are there as volunteers. Fire department gives health and safety seminars, health screenings, give away free smoke and fire detectors for mobile homes. To continue on, they're currently distributing free meals in cooperation with Feeding South Florida to 65 residents in Pembroke Park and West Park every week for the past 3 months. Captain Coker and other officers and volunteers were reading to elementary school students at Watkins and Lake Forest every month before the pandemic. But according to our future commissioner of police, they are not involved in the community. Sheriff Tony should definitely consider his options. And Mr. Mayor, you asked commissioners if they could name any police officers at your last workshop. I couldn't comment because workshops, the public's not allowed to comment. But Stephanie, Kiki, Tammy, Kedra, Imel, Jean, and Lester, to name a few of the people that are currently on the police force. And that's besides the ones that my wife and I know and are still in contact with that have worked for the BSO for 30 to 40 years. And Commissioner Cohen and Commissioner Clark would know some of these names. John Phillips, Melissa Fuller, Dale Owens, Gary Bouchon, Bill Binger, Keith Catrati, and George Badger and Tammy Young. All retired, but guess what? We're still in contact with them. But then again, the future commissioner said the BSO is not involved in the community. Well, I hate to tell you, they are. This is a big, expensive mistake going forward with the police force. There's too much going on with COVID. We need to save our money and do it right and keep BSO. Please reconsider. Thank you.
Are there any other public comments?
Commissioner to a commission meeting.
I don't have anything else.
Is there anyone else on here who would like to speak? All right.
I would like to speak.
Okay.
Everybody's on mute.
Do you have your camera on, or?
I think I do. I think it should be on. I don't know. Can you see me? I don't know.
No, do you have a name?
Yeah, Rob Raymond.
Yeah. Sir, your camera's not on, but we can hear you fine.
Okay. Let me see if I can turn it on. Oh, allow. Okay, settings turn on. There we go. Okay, there I am. Okay, first of all, I do support law enforcement. There's no question. I want to, because if not, we're going to have anarchy and we're on our way. I don't know if it's the police or the prosecutors. 20 years ago in Hallandale, I was at a gas station. I didn't pay for gas, drove home. Cops were there within 5 minutes, and I forgot, went back and paid. Today, recently a gun was stolen out of our parking lot, and they just wouldn't go after the guy. I guess they were too scared or whatever, a gun. I don't know. Then I got a bunch of stories, and maybe it's the prosecutor, maybe their hands are tied. I think if you have your own family, you could certainly try your own police. And I think we have them in Hallandale. And I think that Broward's so large, and I'm not knocking individual cops. We have a problem with the system. Maybe it's the prosecutors. I don't know. But we're getting closer and closer to every man for himself. I know it for a fact. Because when you have a loaded gun taken, they don't go get it. They give you stories. I can't begin to tell you, because they're always at my building, Doctor's Toy Store, wanting to use the cameras. And I allow them to use the cameras. I'm for law enforcement 100%. But if they're not effective, they're not effective. And we've had shootings over there. I mean, whatever, 2 people got killed recently on the other side of the tracks behind my office. We have a lot of things that happen. And there's really, other than just taking a report, there's not much going on. They'll show up if there's some live action. Other than that, it's a report. There's going to be no follow-up. It's out of control. So I think anything we could try, should be tried. When you have your own team, it's your own team. They're going to do a better job, and they can work with Broward. But when Jeff came by and knocked on my door and he said he was the new mayor, I was excited. And to have our own police force, my God, that's a breath of fresh air. You got to try it. And it's not the individual cops. Once again, some of them are really good people. The system, something in the system. I don't know if it's the prosecutors. Maybe the cops are just saying, we're not going to do anything because we're getting knocked on. That's not what we want. We want effective guys to go and chase somebody that just stole a gun. If they're not going to steal a gun, why are we working? Let's go steal ourselves. I work hard, and I'm like, sometimes I think, what am I doing? I should go steal and everything too, because it's almost a green light. We're close to having a green light for crime, and we don't want it. We don't need it. And I think our own team specifically should be tried, because these guys have their hands tied, whatever it is. They're not doing their work, and they're not. You got to push them and scream loud to get anything done, because unfortunately we're already there. We're past there. You know, you're on your own, unfortunately. I mean, if you call the cops, they will show up, but they're not going to chase anyone. I mean, I've seen some very poor results, and I share my cameras with them, but I'm almost to the point where I don't have time anymore to help, because not much is going to happen, you know, and that's what I've seen firsthand. It's all documented. So I don't know, you know, I just think that, you know, having our own police force would be just great, because you have closer guys working. Maybe you could take some of the guys from Broward and bring them over, who are your favorite guys, if they would. You know, I just think it's a big plus. I was excited that the new mayor stopped by, and I was like, wow, he came in and said, I'm looking to change something and make things happen. Because I'm gonna tell you something else. The street out in front of me, there's huge potholes in there. A guy, I don't mess with the city, because I used to get in it with Hallandale, and God, that was horrible. But there's giant potholes where a guy in a moped just went in a pothole, flipped, and I don't know what hospital he went to, but they're huge potholes. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's times I had to go out there and fill them myself. But if I fill them myself, I'm gonna be arrested, because I'm not allowed to. Okay, I'm not allowed to fix giant holes where people fall in. But I can't go tell the city to do it. I'm talking about holes that are dangerous. I can't do it. And you know, so I can't help. And I'm almost like, I don't even want to call the cops anymore. For what? And it's a sad day when I'm there and we're there. I hate to say it, but there's going to be no follow-up, no investigation, and just sloppy work. Sloppy. So if it's broken down into a smaller unit, you can manage it better. No question, you can manage a smaller unit better. And I think that's what we need to try. I'm excited about it. I really am. And I'm proud to be in the city, to have a voice. And I think it's refreshing having someone new with a new idea. And if the idea down the road doesn't work, but I don't understand why it wouldn't work. Because if you have a smaller force working for your city, of course they're going to do a better job. No question about it.
Hey, could you please call in with those pothole locations? So we know where those. Oh, go ahead, Gina Cohen, go ahead.
I'm sorry but I did bring it to the Public Works attention. I had a meeting with them. I was going to bring it up later on, but yes, it was one of my big pictures that I took, and they are, that's in the plan, ASAP.
Mr. Mayor, I do have.
And thank you for your words.
On 30th Avenue.
Thank you, Raymond. Go ahead, JC.
I do know that those potholes are on 30th Avenue. I mean, based on what he said, he's from Doctor's Toy Store. And so I'll follow up with Miriam.
Well, they did come out and film. There's a few more, but I've actually, you know, I did fix them one time, but I can't do it because, you know, I could be arrested for that. And, you know, for me just trying to fix them. But I tell you, people are getting hurt and cars are getting damaged. And there's stuff like that, common sense, that we just want straight, because everyone drives through. We're in a good looking city and we want everything to be as good as it can be. That's all. And I'm here to help. I'm a, you know, if I could help at all, I will. I think some of the graffiti could be just sprayed, covered up by some of our own people. We can go out and paint some of this graffiti and make things look better. It's just, you know, just the image is everything. And we got a great city. We got a great location. We just have to be careful because there are a lot of people cruising in the area. And if a crime happens, we want an effective police force that will follow up, and then one that we can speak with. You know, if we talk with cops, I give them leads all the time. I find, you know, I always use my cameras. We've got great cameras on my street. I can see tags either way. I got the shooting not that long ago. A guy got killed, 2 people. And, but these criminals are sharper and sharper. They're covering their tags. What was my point? I'm getting off point, but I'm excited. I think that the little change is good. And I'm glad that the new mayor dropped by. It was a breath of fresh air, because honestly, I hate to say it, but people need to cover for themselves. Unfortunately, that's where we're headed. You know, I don't believe in defunding the cops. Maybe change some things. Yeah. You know, train them to go after. And, you know, I mean, you know, for the cops to sit outside in Broward where the kids get shot is total bullshit. They're trained wrong. The sheriff, whoever, but I don't want to go on that. This is our county. So we got to face the reality. They're not trained. They're trained wrong. And they need to be trained by a smaller force that's effective. That's my opinion.
Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Raymond.
Thank you, Raymond. We greatly appreciate your time.
Yep.
Yes,
Thank
thank you, Raymond.
Thanks for letting me speak. If anything I can do to help out, I like to help, and I like ideas. And I think that if we think and we can move and get things done, less paperwork, more work, we got a great place.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have anyone else for public comments that we haven't spoke to yet? No? All right.
I'm going to mute everybody, okay?
Okay, and we're going to close public comments. Consent agenda number 8. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to adopt.
Second,
Roll call.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen.
I thought we did this.
No.
Did we already? Oh, okay,
No,
but we're,
We,
but
we
we,
amended,
okay, but we did remove 8.7.
yes, that's removed from the
Okay,
consent.
okay, yes, yes.
Okay, Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
motion passes. Next,
All right. 10 ordinances. First reading, public hearing, 10.1, amending the emergency powers ordinance, Mayor Jacobs and Attorney Anderson. Ordinance number 2020-007. Attorney Anderson?
Ordinance number 2020-007, an ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, relating to Chapter 2, Administration, amending Article 4, Emergency Management, providing for deletion of sections 2-101 through 2-106, providing for new sections entitled Intent and Objectives, Declaration of State of Emergency based on substantial harm, Declaration of State of Emergency based upon civil unrest, notice, discretionary emergency measures of the town manager, clearing of debris from private streets, roads, and roadways, and other private property after a declared emergency or disaster, penalty and immunity, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing an effective date. You all have seen this ordinance before, but this is the first reading of the ordinance, and it basically just sets forth what happens during emergencies in the town, who the emergency powers go to, and how they're carried out.
Okay, motion for approval.
Motion to adopt.
Howard, I could barely hear you.
Motion to adopt.
Second,
Roll call.
motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, number 11, ordinances, second reading, public hearing. 11.1, COVID emergency ordinance, Town Attorney Anderson, emergency ordinance number 2020-009.
Emergency ordinance number 2020-009, an ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, authorizing the town manager to arrange for public meetings by use of communication media technology and for attendance by use of such technology by elected and appointed officials during a declared public health emergency, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for an effective date. Again, this is the second reading of this ordinance. You passed it the first time you read it, and it allows the town commission to meet virtually until the COVID health scare is over or under control. as determined, and the town manager has the authority to call those meetings.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call?
Mayor Jacobs, if you will open it up to public comment, if there's anybody out there before we go ahead and make that vote.
Okay. Any
Hold
public
on.
comment?
Oh, hold on. All right, everybody's unmuted.
Is there any public comment? I hear none. Roll call.
Public comment is closed. Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Moving on to 11.2, Town Attorney Ordinance. Town Attorney Anderson, Ordinance number 2020-008.
Ordinance number 2020-008, an ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, relating to Chapter 2 Administration, providing for the establishment of the Office of Town Attorney, appointment, qualifications, and compensation, providing for the duties and responsibilities of the Town Attorney, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing an effective date. This is the second and final reading for this ordinance, which just establishes a section in your code addressing the town attorney position and how that position is appointed.
Motion?
Motion to amend? Howard?
Howard,
Wait a minute. Vice Mayor, you said motion to amend?
I mean,
adopt.
Adopt. Did you mean adopt?
adopt.
Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Second.
Roll call?
If you could, I'm sorry, open it up to public comment again.
Okay,
Sorry.
let's open this up to public comment. Does anyone from the public have a comment on this?
Hold on one second. All right, everybody's unmuted.
Anyone from the public have a comment? No comments? Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Cohen, seconded by Commissioner Clark. Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, number 12, new business, 12.1, Ryan and Ryan service contract, Town Attorney Anderson.
As you know, when I took the position of town attorney, Chris Ryan agreed to be available on an hourly basis to help us out, just really for historical purposes. He's got a lot of knowledge of the town that goes back a long time. And and maybe in case if I ever needed to miss a meeting for whatever reason, maybe he could fill in, but that would be up to the commission. So this is an agreement setting forth his hourly rate, et cetera.
Okay. And
Motion to adopt.
Does anybody have anything to say, or?
Yeah, motion to adopt.
I look like, I know, but I think Jake, Mayor,
we
did
can have
you have?
discussion afterwards.
Oh, okay. Yes, second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I have a question, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Mayor. In the letter, I thought I read that, that any new work, he wasn't considering any new work at this time. It was all following up, as Melissa stated. Is that perceived by everybody else as that?
Melissa, how would you take that?
Well, I think that later on, you're gonna see a bill from Mr. Ryan, and that's the letter that I sent you guys. So this is a different item. This is on a new legal agreement with Chris Ryan, if for whatever reason we needed to use him. The bill, that I think is on the agenda later, for work that's already been performed that he's asking to be reimbursed for. So there are two different items. He's not currently working on anything for us. No, there's nothing he's currently doing.
Well,
Any other comments, discussion? Roll call?
my question, let's go over, Mr. Chair, Mr. Mayor, would you please go to this item and let's look at that letter? And let's see, because I thought I saw that. I just want to make the clarification that it's clear to the commission what we're doing. What page? 131, 132. Mhm. Okay.
Actually, Mr. Commissioner Clark, the mayor, item number 1 in that one, it says it right there. It says, we do not intend to undertake or represent the town in any new legal matters which occurred subsequent to September 30th, 2020. Basically what this is if the town needs them for any information or any background, this sets the rate in which they would bill us.
Okay,
And,
so then,
I do recommend approval of this as well.
yeah, but the clarification is they're not talking about coming in here and doing new work. We have a town attorney for that.
That is correct. That is correct. They will not be
That's
doing the work. Our town attorney will be handling that.
Yeah, okay, that's my clarification. So I vote yes on this.
Oh, we gotta wait for the roll call.
Okay.
Any more comments? Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, second by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen.
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Right, 12.2, establishing police department. Mayor Jacobs, Town Mayor Jimenez, and Consultant Howard. So I'd like to open this up for discussion. A couple things. One, we have yet to get a response back from BSO on what they are quoting us for our own contract. From what I got from JC, they're asking us to hold off to the workshop to have something to present for us. Again, we're waiting on BSO. I have not heard directly from them. So I have this, secondhand from JC because the chief never called me to let me know what's going on with this. So JC, would you like to explain?
Yes, I spoke with Captain Coker, as the commission directed me, myself and the mayor, we met with BSO and requested a proposal from them. They did contact me to see if we can defer this item because they will be getting us a proposal. They're shooting for it right before for the commission workshop later on this month in 2 weeks.
That said, I just want to give my 2 cents on this. They've known that we've been in the process of doing this for a very long time. When we went to them, we told them that we were proceeding forward. We haven't held back our timeline or anything else. It's always been out here on what we're going with. Every single time we have one of these delays, it keeps setting back every single thing we're doing with the new department and trying to build our own department. Understand, with our own police department, we're getting a service that we're not getting right now. We're actually going to have officers in our town serving our community and working in our community. They're not going outside our borders. Per our charter, by the way, I pulled this up. Give me just a moment. In our charter, it says here, 44th, to furnish the police protection within 1/2 mile of the corporation limits, provided this extension of power shall not extend into other municipal corporations, which means our charter actually says that we have to have a police department that is just for this town. So that said, even this last contract has been in contradiction with our own charter for the last 40 years with BSO. But we do have that in our charter the way it's written. I've had an opportunity going door to door to our business community. By far, I have not reached all of them. I have reached at least, I don't know, 175 or so, walking door to door, handing them out information for COVID, and trying to help them out with funds to keep their doors open. In the process, I've got an opportunity to speak with a lot of these business owners about their concerns about the community, BSO being one of the concerns brought forward by several of them along the way. I think it's in the best interest of the town, not only that BSO, the contract we have, they're not fulfilling the contract that we have, that we're overpaying for. And again, since 1990, it is brought forward multiple times that we've been overcharged and we're paying too much for the services that we're not getting. So I don't recall all the years, I don't have them written in front of me again, but I believe it was 90, 95, 97, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2010. Those may not be 100% accurate, but those are the dates that we went and looked at going with our own police department over and over again. This town has a lot of good ideas that have come forward, but there's no momentum for it to ever continue. Great idea on the platform, no follow through. So this has been, historically how things have gone around here. We get up to the point where we're ready to launch a new department or start a new project and it never follows through. So with this, I spent a great deal of time. JC, David Howard, our contractor, everyone spent a great deal of time. So the benefit in this is it does save the town approximately $600,000 to $700,000 a year, depending on what our final number comes out to. And it provides a service that we are not getting in our community. And I think the most important part of this is not only just saving money, but it's providing a service. Back in 2011, Dr. Levy wrote a letter. There was this whole thing about Dr. Levy complaining how BSO is bankrupting the town. Howard, I think you were involved in that whole conversation with it. I brought it up, I read it. I don't have it available to me at the moment, but that was back in 2011. And here we are in 2020, and our town is being bankrupt by BSO with the cost of police and fire. And we're paying way too much for the services that we're getting or the services that we're not getting. So I think it's in the best interest of the community to go forward with our police department. Now, mind you, it's my reputation that's on the line here for putting this through, because I'm the one who's been pushing for this and trying to make this right for our town. So, but there's been a lot of staff, and I got to thank everyone who's put their time and effort into this, from Mark, JC, Harry, everyone, trying to make sure we get these numbers right and that we are 100% accurate on everything that we're doing. And this is for the best interest of our community. So I'm going to ask your guys' opinions on what you think. Should we wait for BSO and keep delaying this, or should we proceed forward? What would be your opinion, Howard, Gina?
Well, I think we should move forward at this point.
Howard, do you have anything?
The only thing I would say is what is it, a week, 2 weeks? How long do we have to wait and make that a drop dead date?
Howard, it's gonna be another month.
Yeah.
It would,
Because I'll bring it forward to the workshop and then to the next voting meeting.
Yeah, that's what I would have to say. That's all I would say right now.
yeah,
Okay.
Commissioner, sorry, Captain Coker did say that you would have it for the workshop.
And yeah, this is the last bit on this. Historically, every time you guys have gone to, when I say you guys, I mean the commission and the town has gone to this with BSO. BSO has always come in higher than everyone else. They have. In the 97 case, BSO was, I believe, a little over 200,000 higher than what Hollandale was proposing, but then Hollandale withdrew, so we went with BSO. So I think we're just going to go forward with reading this and see where it goes. So 12.12, establishing town police department, Mayor Jacobs, town manager Jimenez, Howard Clark. Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
No one hurry. Second, so we have discussion.
Okay, discussion.
Okay, again, I think that Captain Coker said that she would definitely have this in 2 weeks. And I think we ought to, this is my personal opinion, and I think we ought to just wait for 2 weeks. And is that what was said, JC? 2 weeks?
That's what she told me. That's correct.
And waiting puts us back another month again. We're already 1 month behind. Now we're going to be another month behind. You know,
If I might make a suggestion, I think there's a way we can move simultaneously and wait for their price, because the commission did direct us to get a price, and they're going to be getting us a price. I do have faith in that. I think we can move on with the design of the new police department, because Mayor, as you know, the police department will BSO, if they were to be the ones selected, right? If we were to keep BSO, and it would be just for the town, they would need a new police department. So we'd have to build out the police department anyway. We can move on with that. We can get forward with that. We can begin requesting, getting the contracts ready for all of the equipment that we have. And because that's going to need to get approved by the, go to the workshop and then go to the commission meeting in January as well. So by the time we get for the cards and everything like that, I think you might be able to have some more information. That would, if that's a suggestion I can make.
I think that sounds good. Yeah, we can still move on.
There.
Well,
Please,
I just wanna say,
building.
BSO, we let them know we're proceeding forward, okay? That they were to get on it. This is a $3.3 million, $3.5 million contract for them, all right? So this is a lot of money. And someone who's been with them for 40 years, you would think we would get a little courtesy out of that they would make us a priority. I'll tell you, I didn't feel like we were a priority when we left that meeting, that they had more important things than dealing with our contract. And here we are, we're going to be delayed again, waiting on BSO. It's just like, wait.
Sorry.
Just like our residents wait for calls of service for BSO to show up. We had a injury collision that took an hour for BSO to respond. We're waiting for BSO to respond. Everyone's waiting for BSO to respond. All right, that's unacceptable from law enforcement. I understand this is a big contract and a big issue. So if we have to make it wait another month and wait for BSO's proposal to come forward, let's do it. I'll tell you, I had personal conversation with Sheriff Tony last summer, telling him that not one sheriff has ever come to this town. In 40 years we've been contracted, not one sheriff has ever come to visit us. It still hasn't changed. After that conversation, I made it clear to him that we've been overpaying for service. He said he's heard that's happened, but did he step in to do anything to fix it? No, we haven't heard from him. I had conversation with them, and nothing ever came of it. So here we are, we're going to be catering to BSO again by giving them another month. So,
Sir, no, Mayor, I don't, maybe you misunderstood. I say we continue moving forward, and at the commission workshop, you know, there's gonna be a lot of contracts as far as police cars and a lot of things. We could start bringing those and not fall behind there, because obviously, just because we say, yes, we're gonna establish our own police department, doesn't mean we don't have the authority to go order the cars. So we can
Right.
move forward. I can have Dave Howard, we can have him get everything ready, and we can start getting things approved, and that'll at least give them time to get their proposal in, and the commission can actually hear what they have to say. And if it's good, it's good. If it's not, we don't lose any time. And I think we
I
have.
believe we can vote tonight and review their contract at the next workshop. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
But yeah, I mean, you can vote now. You can vote now and say, yes, we want to establish our police department. The commission already has adopted an ordinance saying they wanted to do that. So I don't think this would be any different. We can't go just because you guys say, yes, we're going to approve it, doesn't mean we can go and order police cars right away. I have to bring the contract for the cars, and I have to bring all that information separately. And we can do that at the next meeting. So we don't lose any time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but
then,
this right here, we fulfilled at least giving them the last chance, that we're not just saying to them, you know, and we gave them last chance, 2 weeks, a month, whatever we're saying, then we move forward. That's it. We gave them a chance. They can't say that we didn't try.
all right. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll vote tonight, and we'll read their proposal on the next workshop and see what they have to say. So roll call.
That's fair enough. That's
I
fair enough.
agree, and can I have to make that motion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll call.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Cohen, seconded by Commissioner Clark. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Well, wait a minute, what is this for? What is this exactly for? Explain to me if you would, Marlon. Read back the motion if you would.
the motion is to establish a police department.
I thought we already did that.
You did do that. This is basically going ahead and stating
And-
that you want to proceed with it.
Moving forward, Howard.
Yes.
Moving forward, Howard, we're going to take their proposal at the next workshop for discussion.
Okay, you'll still give them a chance to at least do
Yep,
that.
I
then
will
that's
still
it.
give them a
Okay,
chance to
yes.
bring their
All right,
proposal.
yes.
Vice Mayor
Cohen.
Cohen.
Yes,
Vice-
thank you.
Motion passes 3-0.
All right. 12.3, design services for proposed police department. Mayor Jacobs, Town Mayor Jimenez. Discussion on this is no matter what, if we stick with BSO or we have our own department, they made it clear that we need to have our own station here at Town Hall. So this is what we discussed at the previous workshop that we moved from the last meeting. So it's up for discussion again. Is there anything you want to add to this, JC?
Yes, actually, the proposal that you see here, it says 5,000, but it's not. There was a revised one. I apologize, it wasn't in there. I thought I had it for the workshop actually, and it's under $5,000. I don't remember the exact price. I think it was about 4,900 or 4,850 or something like that. It's not. It's under 5,000.
I'm looking at the agenda right now. I don't see an attachment on 12.2. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I do. It's right here, 12.3. All right.
There is a revised one, and it's less than 5,000. So just so you know.
Okay. So this will be under 5,000 for the design services for the proposed police department.
And like the mayor said, the BSO did indicate that if we wanted our own police department, as the commission suggested, and not be with West Park, we would need to have our own station, if you will. And well, this would satisfy that as well. And this would allow us to keep moving forward.
Okay. I need a motion.
I'll make that motion that we accept the moving forward for the design. And how much is it?
Under
Oh,
5,000.
4,900.
Okay, under 5,000. Okay.
Howard? We can't hear you. Your microphone's off. Howard, your microphone's still off. Howard, we can't hear you. I know he's talking, I just can't hear him.
Somebody needs to call.
Commissioner, you need to unmute. We just lost him. Hold on. Commissioner Clark cannot hear you.
He's not looking at us. Someone calling him? Howard.
He's
Howard.
calling me. Hold on.
Okay, I'm back on.
All right,
He's back up.
we're
Back
waiting
up.
for a second. We couldn't hear anything you had to say.
Okay, second.
Roll call?
Motion made by Vice Mayor Cohen, seconded by Commissioner Clark. Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, 12.4, Police Chief Recruitment. As we discussed in the workshop, actually, I'm gonna pass the gavel on this one to Vice Mayor Cohen. And I'm gonna make the motion that we hire David Howard as interim police chief for the 1-year period and then to proceed as the chief and so he's got the 1 year to prove himself as the interim police chief. That gives him approximately the 6 months to build it and 6 months finish building it and 6 months to run that department.
I do say, I believe, before you guys vote, Clerk Commissioner DeVille did want to be a part of this conversation. I just want to put that on the record.
Okay, is he available?
Unfortunately, no, he's not. He is not. But I had to, he asked me to say it.
I really think we should wait for him. He wanted to be a part of it, and he stated that to the manager. So can we put this off till next month when he's here?
All right, so that would put off hiring our chief a month behind.
Yeah, but you got everything else going. I think you got it lined up right. You have
But he's also the one building out the department. You know, he's going to be overseeing the construction of that or the bid on that.
I don't have a problem with that, but you have a commissioner that's requesting that, so that made a big difference with me. I would honor his request and put it off because he's asking for it.
All right, Gina. Gina, you're muted.
I don't feel that we should be putting it off. I think we need, again, it's gonna, just delay things. I want to start moving forward. So I
agree with you, Gina. I think we
All
need
right.
to move forward on this.
I mean, it's going to be construction. We're still going to hear from BS. We're giving BSO the opportunity to come to our workshop. We still have to move forward with our police department because if we have BSO or whoever it's going to be in our town. So.
Okay, I don't have a problem moving forward with the what we're doing. The problem I have is you have a specific commissioner, and I would hope if somebody else asked for that we would respect that and honor it. That's all.
Well, you never did in the past.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We always honored anybody that wanted something. You always paid respect.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so
I'll
anyway,
make
that's my comment. I am
Okay.
not against doing it. I am would reserve for us to respect and honor what he's asking. That's a commissioner, DeVille.
Well,
And I respect him.
If I may throw 2 cents in here, please, my 2 cents. You guys can go ahead and name whoever it is right now. We would still have to go back and do our due diligence, and everybody has to do their background checks. And then a contract would have to come before you guys for approval.
Agreed.
And at that point, Commissioner DeVille will be here, and then you guys, they can make that approval in there. What you guys are just directing us to do is go draft up a contract. We can start up our the background checks, and then present that for you, so that Yolanda can do her due diligence, can do the background checks, and we can present you with a contract.
Now, keep in mind, he does have to pass all the certification process with the with the overseer of the police licensing for Florida as well. So that will be the policy and everything. So
And there's no disrespect. I want to make sure that's on the record.
none at all. None at all. It's just, I don't want this delays in trying to move this town forward. It's delay after delay on everything. So again,
So this is what we'll do, Mayor, with your permission, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, I apologize. We'll draft up the contract, we'll begin the process. He won't become the chief until the commission approves the contract as a whole.
Right.
So then, until that point, he will stay on as a consultant for us.
then the vote would be to make him the interim police chief
Correct.
for
Guys,
a period of 1 year, until hired permanently.
Okay.
Or listening to what JC just said, what we're doing here is authorizing staff to prepare all those documents and come back with those documents to us.
That's correct.
We're not,
just like every other hire that we've done.
or most things that we do, we ask for permission to go forward, and then, okay, that's what I would like to vote on. I would go for that. Give them the authority.
Howard, I just made a motion
Yeah,
to make him the interim police chief, which means they have to do all the background checks and the whole process, and then bring the contract forward to the commission. So it'd be the interim police chief for a 1 year period until such time he's hired full time.
yeah, and I think that's reasonable, huh, JC?
That's absolutely reasonable. And then that way,
Okay.
he'll start his until once the commission, if they so choose, approve the contract, then he starts.
I see it. Okay, I'm with you.
Okay,
what do you
can
want
I
now?
second?
No, you have the gavel.
I
made the motion.
I second.
Roll
I wanna
call,
get that-
please.
Motion was made by Mayor Jacobs, seconded by Commissioner Clark. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes,
Okay, the motion is to go ahead and hire Mr. Howard as interim police chief for 1 year, correct?
No, it's prepare the contract. It's to get that ready for commission approval, and it will be with him.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
prepare, let's make that perfectly clear, JC.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Hold on,
I
it was
did-
the mayor's motion.
I did say to make him the interim police chief while he goes through the process of the background checks and the contract, which again will have to come forward to the commission for approval. That's what I actually stated.
Okay, hold on, Mayor, and again, I don't want to make anybody interim anything until they have their background done.
Yeah, I would say, this is the town attorney, I would say it can be contingent upon,
Contingent upon his background then?
and the necessary, whatever necessary certifications he needs from FDLE or whatever it is, let's make it contingent upon that. So let's make it contingent upon HR giving the green light. Is that okay?
Okay, so then, Marlon, how do we proceed? Do we just, can we amend that, and start
Here,
over? Do we have to strike that?
Why don't we just clarify what the motion is?
Okay,
The motion is to hire David Howard as interim police chief for 1 year, contingent upon all certifications and background checks coming out clean. Does everybody agree?
No, and any other document that's necessary during the process, not to hire him until the commission approves all, and you got to do the background check first. You know, and the other issues, certifications. I think you need to have what the town manager said was, I think, the appropriate, for me, it's just my opinion. That
Okay.
it's,
Commissioner Clark, what I stated was certifications, background checks, and any other documents.
necessary. That's part of it. Yeah, okay. That's,
okay.
I mean, they also have, you guys have to also approve a contract.
well, hold on, I got one more comment. Because the town manager's knee deep into this. So does that sound a little better, JC?
That's fine.
Okay.
Town Attorney Anderson, do you want them to re-vote and reassess the motion, or?
Now that the motion is clarified, I think they should vote again just to confirm that they all agree with what it is.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I'll make that motion that we, I'm gonna say hire the, Howard as the interim police chief, subject to or contingent upon certifications being shown, a background check being clear, and any other necessary document to
And a contract.
effectuate the contract.
And I'll second that.
And
Roll
that way,
call.
we're moving forward. We're moving forward. That's what's most important.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Mayor Jacobs. Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Commissioner Clark?
Yes. What are you holding it up for?
Vice Mayor Cohen?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, Gina, can I have my gavel back?
No.
Thank you. All right, 12.5. Man, this is a little print on here. 12.5, Commission Legislative Priorities. Commissioner Clark, Town Manager Jimenez, Interim Public Services Director Chalk, Town Lobbyist Segerson.
Okay, and lobbyist Harper.
Yep.
Okay, so this we know, commissioners, is the list that we're directing the Dream Team in Tallahassee to effectuate for us. So I'll turn this over to Segerson, and he can give us an update and tell us what we're doing. Is Segerson online? Yeah, Mark, call for Segerson, if you would, sir. Where's
Matter?
that on? David Segerson.
Sir. He's unmuted.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So am I called on?
Yes, you called on, you just
Okay,
explain it
so
all.
what you have,
Explain it to the
Sorry?
commission. Explain it to the commission,
okay.
you would, and the staff.
Yeah, what we have submitted to, what is in your backup is the amended, revised legislative program that I suggested that I do for the commission. The only thing that's been changed is the list of projects has been updated, and to the best of our ability, we have updated, working with staff, the numbers. We had a really good meeting with JC Miriam, excuse me. I'm afraid I have a little bit of a cold. Excuse me. I believe it's Dan Ortiz, the engineer, Dee Carper, Connie, myself, and Commissioner Clark to try to go through the projects and just make sure we have everything lined up and updated to the best of our ability. So, excuse me, in your backup, you will, when you click on, in your agenda item, when you click on it, it's going to take you to the beginning of the legislative program. You have to scroll down to the back of it to get to the text. Now, we discussed all of these projects. There's 4 projects that we are for sure going to be submitting legislative budget requests. And those are septic to sewer, which is a $2.5 million project. The John P. Lyons stormwater pumping station and drainage improvement project, which is what we had in the past. Oh, man, lose my place. The County Line Road school safety improvements along the roadway there, which we discussed. This is a big project also. It's about $1 million, or excuse me, $1.8 million. The city has already received grants from through the MPO, something that Commissioner Clark worked on. And then the community garden safety lighting, which is a $55,000 project that will further the process of making the community garden accessible and safe, and also protect the valuable trees at night, excuse me, from potential pilfering.
Yeah, Dave. Dave.
Shoot.
Dave.
Yeah.
Can I interject, and the police department, whatever we could do for them.
Okay, well, I'm getting to that.
I'm
getting
sorry.
to that.
Okay.
That's next.
Leave it out.
Okay, so the next group of projects are either grant projects, or in the case of the law enforcement grant and or appropriations request line, that we will look for both. Dee is going to look for, as she has been, for grants. She wants to comment on, if you all have questions about what she's looking at or whatever. And I see that Commissioner Cohen has her hand up.
Yeah, may I interject? May I interject, Mayor? Is that all right?
Okay. Yeah.
Dave, are we talking about the wish list?
No.
No?
No.
I'm sorry.
The wish list for grants and,
No.
okay,
No.
because I have a meeting with Miriam, and I did give her my wish list that I think that we need to go out for grants because for beautification for our town, for especially our boulevards, Hollandale Boulevard and Pembroke Road. I don't know if she talked to you, because it seems like, that's where we need money and grants for beautification for our infrastructure of the town.
Okay.
Vice Mayor Cohen, this is Dee Carper. The beautification projects and anything that you all would want to do just that, to upgrade and beautify Pembroke Park, will come under the neighborhood improvements program. What we're discussing right this moment, and you can call me at any time and give me your specific ideas, but what we're discussing right now is the actual projects that we would be going to the legislature for funding.
Actually, there is in addition to those projects, at the end of it, there's, and we said it at this meeting that we had, a wish list. It was said many times, a wish list to be there ready in case we hear of some possible funding and so we can go and have it in our back pocket. And I think that's what the vice mayor is mentioning right now. And she was looking at possibly including something for maybe Hallandale Beach Boulevard, maybe Pembroke Park, Pembroke Road, as far as corridor improvements and beautification.
And I would, if I may, I would suggest that Vice Mayor Cohen get with Miriam, Interim Public Service Director.
I already did that, Howard.
Yeah,
you already did.
You already did, okay, and then get a letter over to David and Dee, and they can incorporate that as a wish list. And the wish list is different than the main priorities. This is something that while they're out there shopping, if they see something that has been mentioned that's on the wish list, then they know to also look at that and give it a glance. Who knows, maybe we'll end up taking that up and getting that. So that's an excellent suggestion. And so that's what I would do. David, I would call and get that list. That's what I would suggest.
But these are main priorities is,
No.
yes, the drainage, the sewer, all that stuff is, but Hallandale Beach Boulevard, the infrastructure of this town is it's a main priority.
I think we all agree with that.
Yeah, I think I want to just interject here that under the neighborhood improvements, I agree with a comment that was made earlier, I think by D. Carper, that that's that could be something that we look for under that heading. What we're into now, we're going past law enforcement. We know what that's all about. We've got listed here the estimated amount of equipment that's going to be needed, and that's an area where we're pretty sure that there may be some opportunities, for grants. But when you get below that, now we're really kind of getting into more, I guess you would say, wish list. The neighborhood improvement grants, that is sort of an open-ended thing, and I'm sure Dee has taken note. As I have taken note of your request, and to the extent that we can find something that fits into that category, and I will get with you, Commissioner or Vice Mayor Cohen, and to get them a little bit more detail as to what you have in mind for the improvements. I know that sometimes like for instance, I just refer to something that I know about specifically in Pompano Beach. They're doing road improvements on 33rd Street, and this is coming under, it's actually bond money, but it's actually in the category of a transportation corridor improvement. And they're also doing Dixie Highway improvements, once again, under the rubric of being a transportation related project. So we can look in more than one silo for money for that kind of a project, depending upon what it is exactly that you envision or have in mind. I mean, I think we can agree generally that we want to make it look nicer and flow better and all that kind of stuff. But I will call you and we can have a conversation about more specifically about what you envision, and maybe some of your ideas, and then I can get with Dee and we can incorporate that in the neighborhood improvements going forward, and any other silo that we think that we can find money in. Okay, so to move on, you got the sewer system improvements. Again, those are items that we're going to look for grant money. They're in the past, I have been able to get money for the relining of sewer pipes and some of those other categories in the past. It's not easy. Again, getting legislative budget requests funded this year I think we have said again and again that this is going to be difficult. A lot of it is going to depend on, frankly, on whether or not the federal government gets its act together and approves a new round of relief legislation, COVID relief legislation, kind of a CARES Act 2.0, if you will, that includes money for states for shovel-ready programs. And but we will look again. I would mentioned in the conversation in the little meeting we had last week, I guess it was, that she would look for grants for these kinds of things. And then let's see, the last item, general category item was, the heavy equipment. We know Vice Mayor Cohen, you and Commissioner Clark both talked about the fact that there's some heavy equipment that absolutely needs to be replaced. I think Vice Mayor Cohen, that you said that the one piece of equipment needed to be taken to the landfill. That wasn't how you put it, but it needs to be not used, that it's dangerous. And so those are some areas that we've also included in the priority list of in this case, the wish list to look for.
Yeah, that was actually a meeting that I had with HR and staff.
Yeah. So that is an ambitious list, and it gives us plenty to work on. If again, these items have all been discussed at one commission or workshop meeting or another. Everybody's, I believe, had some input into this list. But again, as Vice Mayor Cohen has done, if you come up with other things that you think might be that we could, look for grant, don't hesitate to throw out suggestions.
I will not hesitate. There's a lot to be done.
And if I would ask if we could get those lists, because if they see the list and they see something that they might be able to acquire, then that would be even better. So I know, how many lists do you have, Gina? 1 or 2 or 3?
100.
100. Well, could you get all those lists, bring those out, and then we could look at them as a commission also at the next workshop? I'd like to ask JC, can you get that put on the agenda for me? And we'll just look at those lists and see what is going on. Not doing anything.
No, not to, Howard, I plan on putting this stuff on the agenda, and I actually have an item on there that I'm going to be talking about these things.
Okay, good. That's what we want. If we see them, then we can deal with them. We could prioritize them, put them in order. Then when they're all out there, who knows? They can find something.
I want to break in for a second here and say, Howard, I know you started, or someone started the process of a master plan, right?
On what? Master plan what?
For the town.
What, sewer? For sewer?
For the town in general.
A master plan for what? That's my question.
Everything. That's what I'm talking. So we have some direction.
For stormwater and sewer, both of them. That should be underway.
There was already an existing plan for both, and Public Service took that up, and I believe they're working on that. And you could ask Miriam for the details on it, but they had brought it up, and this all is going to tie together.
Oh, my only point is, I just want to make sure we all get on the same page with this master plan, with every single department we have on beautification of the town, on repairing the infrastructure, to undergrounding, our power lines, to hardening the city itself. With everything that we're doing, this town hasn't really had one plan. It's kind of like all been all over the place for a really long time. I would like to get us all together, pointing in the same direction, all working together for one cause, instead of everyone seems to be doing their own thing and everyone's on different pages. So,
I think we're doing that. I think we're headed in the right direction.
With the master plan, I think once we get this all together, we have the workshop, we all spend the time together and discuss exactly what we envision this to be. So, okay, let's go back to this and finish this item here.
Yeah, Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I if there aren't any questions, I think this would be the opportunity to formally adopt the legislative program. And before that happens, oh my God, the dogs, sorry about that. Quiet. I just want to say on a personal note that because of my my kind of bad head cold that I've been battling for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, Quiet. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. The dogs saw somebody walking in the street. Anyway, for the first time in 20 years, I'm gonna have to decline the kind invitation to your holiday lunch, something that I've been attending for, I'd say at least 20 years. And with a great deal of regret, because it's always a wonderful, wonderful lunch and a great time for fellowship. And I've always looked forward to it. I know Rhonda feels the same way. So I hope everybody has a very happy and safe holiday and holiday lunch. And again, I'm going to miss it. And but hopefully I will get over this cold and be able to rejoin the ranks of the living.
And no offense, David, we want you to keep your goodies to yourself there, all right?
Yeah, well,
we'll see you and Rhonda next year, so.
That's right. Okay.
But we appreciate you taking out yourself, you know, for being a little sick, so.
Well,
really,
it's just pretty on the safe side. I mean, I haven't actually had a test, but my doctor's office has said just drink fluids, get a lot of rest, and monitor your temperature. And I have not had a fever. So, you know, I feel like it's just a garden variety sinus or head cold kind of thing.
I just got over it, so I know exactly what you mean.
Yep.
Okay,
So
anyway,
I'm done unless you have questions.
Yeah, any questions? All right.
Oh, sorry.
Just one.
Okay, go ahead.
I no, thank you, Dave, and I you know, feel well and happy holidays to you and Rhonda, and thank you, and we will be talking.
Yep. Well, I'll call you. I will. Just one last thing, Mayor. I failed to mention that on the first item, the septic to sewer, the number there is an old number. It's a number that, in talking with the staff and with Connie, that number was probably a good number 2 years ago. And Miriam and Dan have been working on verifying that number. I don't know if they have any comment this evening, but the last that I understood was that they were actually actively receiving estimates from contractors and so forth to try to get a more exact number on that.
Okay.
And also we're pretty sure, based upon what Connie has told me, is that this may be, instead of 2.5 million, it might be, 10 to 12% more than that, just because costs the last 2 years have gone up. And so I would suggest that staff be given the leeway to work with us, or for us to work with them and JC to adjust that number as they get hard information. So with that, I'll turn it
yes, Dave, we will give you that information as soon as we receive it from the contractor.
All right. Looking for a motion.
So I make a motion that we approve the commission legislative priorities as described by David Segerson, lead lobbyist.
Second.
Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Commissioner Clark?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen?
Yes.
Jacob?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right.
Thank you, and all have a happy, safe holiday, everyone.
Thank you, David. We appreciate your time. Tell
Feel better.
Rhonda we said Merry Christmas.
Will do.
12.7, hiring of town planner, HR director, Menegosco. Yolanda?
I'm here.
Hello.
Hello. So we do have our candidates that most of them are still interested in the role. It would basically be up to the commission tonight to make a decision on who their top choice is. I did send you some information because we had one candidate who was listening in on the workshop, and she wanted to send over some grant experience information. So I sent that over to you guys for consideration, and that's pretty much the only update that I have.
So can I ask a question?
Can
Mr.
you,
Mayor?
first off, can you read the 3 names that are still available?
Oh, okay.
Yolanda?
Yolanda.
Yes, give me one moment to pull up their names. So we have, I'm looking at all the resumes right now. So Anne Christine Carey is one of the candidates that dropped out. So that you're aware, she accepted a position with another city. So we have Heidi Siegel, who is the candidate that I sent you the information. We have another candidate by the name of Tyler Graham.
Right.
I'm looking at the resumes instead. Let me pull my log because this is going to be a lot faster. I apologize. Give me one moment. Okay, thank you for your patience. So, again, Anne Christine Carey, she's no longer in the run. So we have Mitchell Graham, we have Maher Mansour, we have Heidi Siegel, and we have Nathaniel Weira. I don't know if I'm saying that name correctly.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Mayor, would you tell us how the procedure will go? Because I do have somebody I would like to comment about.
Okay, I think we need to do the same 3 as we did before, and list our top 3 in the order, 1, 2, and 3 down. And I mean, last time we just submitted them out. So, who would like to begin?
Yeah, I will. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, I think so. So what, you want me to just say it?
Yeah, list your 3. And Yolanda, you're keeping track of these, and Marlon?
Okay, I have just one that I really liked and I was moved by, and that's Heidi Siegel.
Okay. Do you have a number 2, Howard?
No, I liked her. I would like to see her.
Okay.
No 2 and no 3.
Gina?
I actually like the Carey girl lady, but she's gone. So my second choice was Heidi. So I'm going to go with Heidi.
Okay. I'm going to go with Heidi as well. I think she brings a lot to this community. The fact she lives very close to it and drives through our town. And her experience is phenomenal. So I don't think we could have someone better.
So what are we looking for now? A motion to?
Then I believe, yep, since I think we're unanimous on the decision, we need a motion to hire Heidi Siegel as the town planner.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we hire Heidi Siegel as the town planner. And then what do you want, who to do what? I guess it would be Yolanda. Doesn't she usually do that?
That would be Yolanda, yes.
And
Yolanda would do the negotiation on it.
Right,
Did-
usually I work with the town manager and the town attorney to negotiate start date, salary, which is within our salary range that the commission has already established. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so I make that motion that Yolanda work with the town manager and the attorney in establishing or negotiate, well, negotiation would have to come back to us still, right? Don't we do it that way? It comes
We
back
just
to the
have to
contract?
approve the contract separately.
The
Okay, so-
resolution, right? This resolution, I said contract, but it's really resolution.
Okay, approve the resolution.
Approved, and then that's when they become hired.
So that's
And
what
it's
I'm,
the same process as every other employee, every other department head, that the offer of employment is contingent upon successful completion of a background check, a drug screen, and an employment history verification.
okay.
Okay, I'll second.
Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen to go ahead and hire Heidi as the town planner. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right. Congratulations to Heidi. All right. My daughter distracted me, so I missed 12.6. So we got to go back on the agenda. It's 12.6, check signing policy, Interim Finance Director Taubenfeld, resolution number 2020-148. Harry, are you on?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening. I think if Melissa's there, she could just read the resolution and then just go for vote for the commission.
Okay.
It gives the authority for the Commissioner at Large, Howard, Commissioner Clark, as well as JC, the town manager, the ability to sign checks when the mayor, vice mayor, or commissioner at large, clerk commissioner are not available.
All right.
All right, let me read the title. Resolution number 2020-148, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, authorizing any town commissioner at large and the town manager to execute checks in lieu of the mayor, vice mayor, or clerk commissioner, providing for severability, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call.
Sorry. Motion by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
What's this for? Yes. Cohen's already, okay, Gina, go.
Hey, I'm ready to go tonight.
That was good, Gina.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes, yes, yes.
thank you. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Motion passes. All right. Let me. Enter. Okay. 12.9.
No, 12.8. 12.8.
Oh, sorry. 12.8.
Okay, so
Planner.
this, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, I was jumping the gun.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I was reading the line above. 12.8. Neighborhood Improvement Program, NIP, etc. Commissioner Clark, Town Attorney Anderson, Lobbyist David Segerson.
Okay, commissioners, this is what we've come up with. It's a little twist on the original idea of a neighborhood improvement program, and the downfall, the obstacle of that was it was a taxing authority. What you were actually doing is creating a taxing authority. So one evening, looking for money from anywhere, we called Dee Carper, and Miriam and I and Dee had a long conversation about anything and everything we could do to get money to do some of these improvements. And then after chatting and after going through a little bit of time, I'm bringing forward the Neighborhood Improvement Program. I think Marlon has that as an acronym of NIP. Okay, and so what it would do, what I'm asking for tonight is to get together with Dee and with Segerson. Dee is very competent in this. Draft up some language, and then it would go to our town attorney and get her involved in it. And what this will do, this will allow us to take funds like from the MPO, and we can make improvements in a neighborhood. And if Dee wants to explain this a little further, I'd like to hear her just give a background, and that's what we would be doing. And this is broad. If you look at the backup sheet that I put together, this would allow CARES money. This would allow practically monies from anywhere and everywhere to go into this vehicle. It'd have to be, what I'm told, an ordinance, and then we could perform and achieve these goals, these projects. So if Dee's not there, is Dee there?
I'm here, but you're doing a good job for the sake of time.
I have a good teacher, the best. So that's basically it. We'll bring it back at the workshop, let them get some language going on structuring it. And then of course it'll go to Melissa, and then we'll eventually end up with a structured ordinance where we could achieve more projects, the achievement of more projects. And that's what this is about, using money from practically anywhere. So that's the gist of it. So that's what I want to say. Do you think we need yeah, I think I should make a motion. So I'm going to make a motion that we move forward with the neighborhood improvement program. Okay, but it's not going to be taxing to the residents. It's going to be open, and we use other funds to fund it. And it'll be started with the work with Dee and David and myself. I'll sit on that with them, and then it'll come back over to Melissa, and Melissa can get involved in it and do what she has to do in cooperations with everybody working together to get this up and running. So that's my motion.
Do I second it? And then I want a discussion. Second.
That's fine.
Discussion? Yeah, I'm a little confused, Howard, because I had a meeting with, I am the liaison now of the Public Works Department. And
Right.
I went around the town and took a lot of pictures. This town has, is falling apart. It's been, it's been neglected for years.
This is an avenue.
But wait a minute, let me finish.
Okay.
My goal is beautification, which I'm thinking what you're talking about, okay, for our neighborhood, right?
Let's get this.
This was actually an item that I spoke about at my meeting last week with Miriam and our town manager.
Okay, Vice Mayor.
Okay,
this is just creating.
I just don't want.
Nope, you're going to be able to bring your individual idea, all your ideas forward. This is just establishing another mechanism where we can get funds, maybe from COVID, from CARES Act, and get this money in there. And then your projects that you bring up, your wish list, your projects, whatever you want to do, the mayors, anybody, DeVille, and we can make some big improvements. That's all this is creating the vehicle.
Well, that's why I thought that's when we were talking today, that's the direction I was.
Yeah, and I've had this on the agenda for quite a while. I'm bringing this forward to create
the neighborhood.
structure.
You did not.
No, you're going to bring your own thing forward, and there's plenty of room for everybody. This is just a structure, a mechanism to achieve that through additional funding. or funding. It's another mechanism. That's all it is, Gina. And then you bring forward all your projects, including the mayor, Ray, myself, everybody, and it's a good thing. It really will be.
JC, do you have anything to say on this?
Well, I think that the commission needs to, for lack of a better term, not take a step back, but I think you guys need to get together. And what I want to do is, and I mentioned this some time ago, probably at the beginning of the year, have a workshop that you guys set your vision of what you want to see for the town. Because sometimes I think, or it feels like, a little disjointed, and the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, and some of the commissioners may not know what the other ones are doing, and it feels a little disjointed. And I think you guys need to set your vision and give us, the staff, our marching orders, and let us go do it.
Yeah, but this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Okay, this right here is establishing the vehicle, the ordinance that will allow us to do whatever the commission decides to do. And I like that idea. We can sit down as a group in the future and come up with all our ideas, but then we'll have a place to put it and get money to achieve these ideas, our vision. So that's what this is today, is moving forward with that and then bringing it back to the commission for them to see it.
Well, Howard, the way I'm looking at this too, I kind of looking at it the same way I think Gina is, because this is kind of infringing upon the area of public works when it says repair and refurbish the sewer system, water system, drainage system, road, sidewalks, etc. That's the entire public works department. It's we already have a system in place for that. So
but we don't. Okay, Mr. Mayor, this is not going to infringe on anybody. The vice mayor, the public service director can bring those issues forward in the future. Let's get the mechanism in. That's positive. And it is not infringing. It'll be her that's going to bring them forward with the grace of the blessing of the commission. It just opens up.
If I may add something, I'm sorry, Commissioner. If you're when you're finished, I apologize. Commissioner, are you done?
Yeah. Go ahead.
These items here, that in addition to, it says neighborhood improvement program, but a lot of these items here, the equipment purchase, lease, repair, refurbish, and a lot of the things on the backup of the agenda. A couple of weeks ago, the Vice Mayor Cohen and I, we had a meeting with the entire Public Works Department, and we met with them, and also actually Yolanda was there as well. We met with them to kind of set, talk to them about our, the objectives, the mission, really focus a lot on beautification. A lot of work is going on with the infrastructure regarding sewer, stormwater. But Vice Mayor Cohen made a point that beautification is really important. Medians, Hollandale Beach Boulevard, the condition of the asphalt, the condition of the parks, a lot of items were addressed. In that meeting, we asked the public works staff, what do they need in order to allow them to do their jobs efficiently and effectively. In that conversation, some items came up as far as the equipment. They showed us the bucket truck, not the bucket truck. They informed us that the bucket truck has been having a lot of mechanical issues. They told us about the dump truck that's out there, which when I saw it, I was embarrassed for the town that we actually have a dump truck in that condition, with a missing window, plastic bag, rust everywhere. It's pretty embarrassing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but my point.
And what happened is that after that meeting, I asked Miriam to prepare because there were a lot of items. So I had asked Miriam, and I'm sure she's going to be giving that to me, to provide me with a detailed, itemized list of all these items and with the price, more or less, the price range, so we can start chipping away at these items and start updating these things. And then, next thing I know, then these items were on the agenda. So that's
let me
background on that.
Okay, this is by example. This is nothing approved. And the very thing that you and I were working on, property standards, that's included in this. It can be done. It doesn't necessarily mean that you and I are going to do it, but it'll be somebody. It's a means to acquire, and it's a structured means. So it's going to be benefit whatever the commission, just what direction they want to go in. For example, you and I drove around, we identified several properties.
Absolutely, we did. You're correct.
And so that's what this is all, it's by example. I'm just showing examples there, and that'll all come forward. Vice Mayor Cohen can bring her list forward. It's welcome. I asked, we should be able to see it. The master drainage and sewer, all of it, bring it forward. Let the commission come forward with their vision. This is no more than setting up the means of doing it without a taxing authority. So that's what this is about, just asking for permission to go to the experts, and that is David and Dee Carper, and get them to come forward with some bullet points, draft paragraphs, whatever it is, comes back to Melissa, comes to the full commission. So that's all this is.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mayor, one more thing. I think where it's causing me a little confusion is you have here in the backup of the item, and you're right, Commissioner Clark, you and I drove around and we were talking about ways of helping a lot of the residents, a lot of the mobile home owners, help them fix up their mobile homes. They're dealing with a lot of code issues, as we all know. And I'm okay. I think where I started getting confused as far as this item and how neighborhood improvement program is on the backup, and on the second page of that item on 206 of the agenda, it starts talking about the dump truck, the Bobcat.
Yeah.
And those items which were brought up in the Public Works meeting, and I think it's causing a little.
And I believe the dump truck and the equipment that was in the budget request, which the director has already said that, and then it was taken out. So that is not an inappropriate item there. And I'm not interested in doing any of that myself. I'm just out there trying to find ways that we could come up with any money. And it was my understanding that that was cut from the budget. And therefore, I was there. No, I didn't go to that with you. But anyway, the intent is right. Whoever is the appropriate person to do this and go forward with it and bring it forward to the commission that has the neighborhood improvement program structure laid out, we can do something good. For example, when you and I, another example, when you and I went around, it could very well be SHIP monies, that we use to get into it. So these were examples, not being hard cast. We're going to do this. That will be up to the commission, and that will be up to the appropriate, whoever's in charge of that area. That's what this is. It's simple.
I want to add something in here. The neighborhood improvement programs don't include infrastructure projects. They're about rehab, beautification, relief of code enforcement for residents, and other things like that. But they do not include infrastructure projects. It's a completely separate item.
Well, that's not what I was told. Otherwise, Dee has to come back on, because the night or the afternoon that we talked to Dee for hours looking for this kind of thing. So let's get Dee. Okay, Dee, can you possibly remember I was bringing up about, can we possibly do drainage and other road improvements period in that nature?
Let me clarify this for you, Commissioner. When we were talking, we were specifically discussing about the future funding coming from the MPOs. The infrastructure, the infrastructure projects that are underway with the funding of the MPO can also be to enhance beautification in your rights of ways, and that's exactly what Vice Mayor Cohen is talking about. So they go hand in hand, but by no stretch of the imagination are we taking infrastructure dollars that are going to 56 Ave, 48th, and all of that, and using it for beautification or vice versa. What is I think great about a NIP program is that it opens up funding grants, line items from any number of places and allows it to go into this one program. Subsequently, the commission will decide at any given time what will come out of the NIP. If Vice Mayor Cohen says, I think I want to do improvements to the entrance ways of some of the mobile home parks, you can put that forward, it can come out of the NIP. If we have building code issues where residents have been cited for building code infraction and don't have the money to actually do the repairs, and they continue to be cited, the commission can say at that time, we want to put money into assisting rehabs for some of the residential homes.
Yeah.
So the
it's
beauty
all-
of it is it can be for anything.
So yes, I would say based on what she just said, that's a possibility. And that's what's so unique about it. It's unique, but you're hearing from Dee, and Dee knows what she's talking about. And so that's what we would like to bring forward and just start the analysis, the putting it together. There's still a lot of work to do, and we'll do that, and it'll be in front of the commission. And you bring all your
And
lists.
I'm just going to go one step forward why this is being presented at this particular time. And it's because it allows us to have the flexibility to go after any and everything. We've got care money that's going to be discussed during the legislative session. We don't know exactly where that's going to go. We have CHIP dollars that are going to neighborhood improvements that we would like to apply for. Initially, that was the only funding source that I had targeted for the neighborhood improvement program. And it was solely at that time to meet those code enforcement residents. But since all of this money is coming forth, we need to take the opportunity to stay as fluid as we possibly can and not so descriptive that it allows for flexibility to be able to do any number of things. And I'll close with that because time is of essence.
So that's where I still maintain, I would like to go forward, get the authority, the permission, the blessing from the commission. It'll be started. You just heard Dee, it'll come back and Melissa will get involved in it. And then it's going to come to the full commission for their review. So I'm going to, do you need a motion, Madam? What?
I said, we'll need a motion.
Okay, so I make a motion that the town allows the Segerson, Carper, and Commissioner Clark to go forward with bringing all the information back to the town and share it with the attorney, and then it come forward, maybe simultaneously, so we could maybe, you can see what it's all about. We all will see what it's all about. It sounds really good. And if it's as good as it sounds, it's going to be a big benefit for our people. And maybe there's money in there for the police department. I don't know, but we will certainly try and all the wishes. So that's my motion. I would like permission to go forward with it and bring it back to the commission and the town attorney.
Actually, Commissioner, if, I'd like to be involved in that as well with you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you were with me. And JC, yes. Is there a second?
Can I say something or I have to second?
Second, and then we'll have discussion.
All right, second.
Okay, discussion.
All right, I don't like where this is going because it bothers me because nobody gave a rat's butt, to put it nicely, about this town. Okay, this town has been neglected for years and years and years. And now all of a sudden, Commissioner Cohen, they bring her into Public Works as a liaison. And now all of a sudden, this is happening, that's happening. We've had meetings on this, and I just don't like what's happening. And I would like the mayor, I don't know if that's possible, but I would like the mayor to oversee all of this. You know, I don't know if that would reflect, I mean, I would feel more comfortable with our mayor and our manager and overseeing these grants. Because I think, I mean, I have a vision. I want to clean up this town. But I have it on, I'm going to talk about that, but that's how I feel.
Well, this is the right direction and going and coming forward.
All right.
And doing something. If you don't like it, we can always not go forward.
Howard, hold on a second. Gina, I think this program is directed by the entire commission.
Okay.
JC will be involved on it as well with Howard. And, you know, again, this is for the entire commission. So, you know, we'll all have a say in it. This is where I go back to where we were talking earlier this evening about having a plan. Well, it looks like the power's going out there in town hall.
No.
Because I know that there's a good few of us have a vision.
Yeah, we need to get together at one of these workshops and have a full plan of what we all want and really debate this out on what we want to see the direction of the town going. I think this is a start to help bring in some funds to help that. We also keep in mind, we just brought on a new town planner who's also going to bring in resources and, you know, a vision of the town and someone who's going to be working full time on that as well. So
if you want to add really quick, not to belabor the point, but this is just to start so we can get all the details, organize that and bring it to before the commission, whether by resolution or ordinance, I don't know how it's going to be, so we can implement this program.
Yeah, that's what the whole intent here is. And at some point in time, you could say you want to work together, but the commission has to come together, everybody. And we're going to do that. And we're headed in a whole new day. And so let's move forward with these good projects and all these good suggestions. As it was stated, let's not just talk about it and not do it. Let's go forward and bring this thing back to the full commission, who will be overseeing all of it.
All of us. Go ahead.
I think the intent of this, Gina, is to get the details, bring it back to us, and, you know, gives us another opportunity down the road.
Exactly.
That's what I foresee it as.
So you're in favor, JC, you're in favor?
I'm in favor, at least ironing out the details and seeing how this how all of this is going to work out. I think it's definitely in the town's best interest to explore it. Let's not, you know, cut our nose to spite our face, right? So let's work on it. Let's iron out these details, see how it can benefit us, and I think it may be a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to interfere with my vision, what I'm trying to do now to help Public Works, because it's a disaster.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
Gina, I think this is not for infrastructure. This is for, you know, beautification,
right,
relief of code enforcement for residents, you know, rehabilitation, stuff like that. So
okay,
I think that's what the direction of this is for. So I believe it's going to be a good benefit to at least find out what, you know, put it all together, find out what we have. you know?
All right.
And
It's
what
not
is the
for-
mo-
for us.
what
So-
is the motion currently on the floor?
Okay, the motion is that we're granted to move forward with the neighborhood improvement program, and that D. Carper, David Segerson, JC, and myself will collect the information, bring it back to the commission and to the attorney, and we all start looking at it together to benefit the town. Anywhere we could get money, grants, and help, that's what we need to be looking at, because we all want the town to be improved. And you can't just keep talking, we have to move forward and do it. And this is an opportunity. And with all these funds that are out there, CARES, COVID, la-di-da-di-da, that's what I'm saying. That's my motion.
Melissa, hold on, Howard. Melissa, did you get all that?
Yeah, yes, I did. Thank you. I wanted
Okay.
to have clarified.
So let's keep this moving on. Roll call.
Was there a second to it?
Yeah, I second.
We've actually had two motions that were put on the dais, but now we've established clarification of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep this motion as is. Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you, Commission.
Okay, next here, let's do agro equal, or sorry, 12.9, agro equal FERDAP, Commissioner Clark discussion.
Okay, as we know, commissioners, we already have a grant that's been approved. And I just wanted to tell everybody that we're moving forward on that. And so we can get things rolling, beautification, so forth, so on. So I just wanted to make that announcement to everybody.
Okay. 12.10, decorative lamp pole replacement on Southwest 30th Ave, Interim Public Services Director Jock.
I submitted a request for replacing two decorative poles on Southwest 30th. Authorization to go forward and out for bid.
Okay, so I have a question
submitted.
for you.
Uh-huh.
What happened to the insurance money from these? Was it ever recovered from the town?
Normally it is recovered, but it doesn't pay for everything. But I will have to double check with Stephanie how much, or Harry actually, how much money we received for those. To answer your question, I don't know.
Okay, let's if it's okay with the commission here, I think we should wait to find out how much money that we receive from the insurance companies on the replacement, looking at the replacement of over, $13,000 for the cost of the poles to be replaced.
It's for two of them.
For two of them, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, you want to move it to the workshop?
What's that? Yeah, let's table this item and move it to the workshop. That way Miriam has time to get this together.
Well, Mr. Anthony, can I say something?
Okay.
The most recent pole that was hit, it was hit by a truck. So we have no record. It's no record on the police report as to who hit it or insurance information. So the town was not reimbursed for the damaged pole.
So on that one, you're saying it was a hit and run?
Right.
And which pole was that one specifically?
I would have to look at the paperwork offhand. I don't remember the exact location.
Okay. And then what about the other one? Do you have any detail on that one, Stephanie?
I don't remember exactly. I would have to look into it for you.
Okay. Then how about we get those details together and bring them forward at the next workshop? Everyone okay with that? Commissioners? All right. Next item. Okay.
12.11 with poll.
were removed.
Yeah,
The
Well,
next one, 1213. 1213 is the next one.
1213.
Okay,
MWI pump and water lube conversion interim public services director.
Okay, this is those are the three vertical pumps at Carolina Stormwater for the flood control. Right now, all three pumps is in dire need of overhaul. The last one was done in 2014, so they're due. And then on top of that, the seals have been damaged, and that allows oil to go through. And now instead of having, and it's been leaking out, and it's totally almost water in two of them, and then halfway on the third one. And they're not being oil lube, they're being water lube, not intentionally, and they're not supposed to. That could freeze up the motor at any time, we were told. And on top of that, it's an environmental issue, so we need to address that for the oil leak. And I put there an estimate from the manufacturer how much it will cost to do the work. They need to replace the seal, and since this is the second time the seal has been damaged, and we cannot control the way it's been damaged. It's been recommended that the shaft be changed to a stainless steel, and that way it will no longer have that type of damage, and it will go for several more years.
Yeah, I would like to ask some questions, if I may.
Sure.
From the chair, through the chair, can I ask some
Go ahead.
questions? Okay, so I just want everybody to be aware, this is Carolina Street. This is the main heart, or part of the main heart, of getting the water out of the town. And so this is critical. I was involved in this, and I heard it for myself. I went out there. I didn't want Gary to go out there at night by himself, so I got permission, and I went out there. And when those pumps came on, it is in bad shape. They're screeching and howling, and it needs to be repaired. And so I want the commission to know that this is serious. We know what it is to have a pump go down, and it causes flooding. And if you have one of those Carolina Street pumps go, or two or three, that would be shame on us. This has to be done. And what the director is saying, it's necessary. What is the amount of money totally, if I may ask?
I think
Mary?
it's 17,000, huh, Mary?
No, it's 59,634.
Okay, so I am saying let's go ahead and make these repairs. It's critical. I don't think you could do them all at the same time. They have to be staggered anyway. It is critical. You can't even discuss this one. This is important. This is the difference whether properties flood or don't flood. So
I do want to make a clarification. This item is not to approve it, and correct me if I'm wrong. Mary, this is not to approve the actual repair. This is to approve to go out to bid.
Correct.
I would like to make that motion to go out to bid. That's what I'd like to do, to repair all three pumps, and then you decide the timeline, Miriam, when you're gonna do it, when you're not going to, but let's get it started. Let's go out to bid. Let's go out to request for proposal. So that's my motion.
Okay, and I'm gonna second, and I have discussion. May I?
Yeah, discussion, go ahead.
First of all, I was gonna bring that up as well. Thank you, Howard, for bringing that up for me.
You're welcome.
I also learned that at the meeting. I did not realize that we had three pumps down that were down for many, many years, okay? Okay, many years, okay? And where they were using kitty litter to stop the oil leaks, okay? When you have an oil leak, you automatically take care of it, but apparently it wasn't. Again, it was negligence, Okay, and this was going on for years, and this was under, I'm not going to say whose watch, but again, falls under Public Works. Okay, years. And when I found out this was going on for years, I cannot even express enough how sick I was to hear that oil leaks. If you have an oil leak, I know if I get a oil leak in my car, it's at the mechanic's office. Okay, nothing was done. So you know what? I was going to bring this up too, because I want to make sure this is done, because yes, it's very important to this town, and I'll leave it as that.
And then I just want to comment, the moment I found out about this and that other pump, you better believe it, it came forward, and that's why it's out here. Okay? That has to be fixed.
Okay.
I just don't understand why you're bringing this up when these are my items.
Involved in it. I
Guys.
just saw it for the first time, Commissioner.
Commissioners.
And as soon as
don't
I
have an
saw it,
air
I brought
horn.
it forward.
Howard, I don't
Yeah.
have an air horn, but I will get one for the next meeting. All
Yeah,
right.
okay, well,
Listen,
she's
we're all
asking.
in agreement. They need repaired. So this is a motion for going out for bid to find out how much the repair is. Correct?
Huh? What?
Yes,
The
it is. A
to
motion
out
to
for
go out
bid,
for
find
bid,
out the
please.
repair.
Yes.
And that's
Okay.
going to be for all three pumps, correct?
All three pumps, and staggered, each pump will take on approximately 6 weeks to get done.
Okay, roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right.
Good.
14, sir. 1214.
Yeah, make sure I'm not missing anything here. 1214, lift station 15.
I'm helping you out.
1214, lift station 15, Commissioner Clark, interim service director, Jock.
Again, commissioners, this came up. I saw it for the first time, and we have a lift station and we have to maintain it. And so what this is, Miriam and Dan did the work, did the homework, brought it all in forward, and there was a couple of meetings with the owner or the owner's representatives. JC was there, and everybody came to a conclusion. It's the town's lift station, so the town needs to bring it up to date. And that's why this is here. So I would make a motion to put this out, request for proposals by Miriam and Dan and Public Service and Commissioner Cohen. That is my motion.
Is this, I gotta, okay.
This is also a request for approval for us to go out to bid.
Right, request to go out to bid.
This is not approving the actual repair.
Right.
And if I may, Mayor, I think what you're gonna ask, this is the town-owned lift station that's behind the new shopping center that's going up on Hollandale Beach Boulevard. You see the walls already up. So this time is of the essence, so because they're gonna be connecting to it.
Okay, so that's exactly what I was gonna ask. This is the one that had some kind of issue that we don't know what the issue was, but the issue was resolved.
Yeah.
No, this has an issue, Mr. Chair, Mayor. Okay, it has had issues, but it's the other one I think you're talking about, 11, that lift station 11, that needs to be addressed also. This
No,
right here.
It was this one.
Huh?
This was lift station 15 that Miriam brought over, that she said that there was a problem with it, but they had fixed the problem or something to that effect at a previous meeting.
Okay, it's not, we addressed the issue. We didn't fix the problem. What happened is they wanted to not use the lift station. I mean, the lift station was under capacity. We came to the conclusion that they could go ahead and connect their sewers and not wait for the town to make a decision. That was the issue that was addressed. But the lift station itself still need to be rehab, and updated from one pump to a duplex well lift station.
And that's why there's a request for proposals or whatever, procurement, whatever you want to do. That's what has to be done next. Mr. Mayor.
All right. Gina, are you going to second this?
Yes, and I want a discussion.
Okay, discussion.
Well, I did have this discussion. We had a meeting about this as well. Been meeting a lot with the town manager and public works. But JC, again, you're okay with this?
Absolutely. This is
Okay.
for me to go get bids.
Yeah, we just want to make sure. Thank you. Okay.
All right, roll call.
Motion to go out for an RFP made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, 12:15, lift station 26. Sulzer pump replacement at Lakeside Park Estates, Mobile Home Park.
Okay,
Interim
this is a,
Public
I'm
Services
sorry. Sorry about that. This is a smaller pump for lift station 26, which is what was known as Trinity Towers. And right now, as you know, all lift stations are supposed to be a duplex, and this one is one of them fell, and we need to replace it. And authorization to go out and replace it and procure it. I attached the cost, which is $4,589.
So do we have to make a motion to buy the specific pump? Or are you going out for procurement?
No, this is the one that we have to have the exact same pump because it's a duplex lift station.
Okay, so I'm gonna make that motion that we replace this pump on lift station, what is it again? 26? And in an amount not to exceed, is that the type of motion you're looking for?
I've already have a quote on that, but you missed.
Not to exceed how much?
It's $4,589.40.
Okay, $4,589 and how many cents?
40.
40. Okay, maybe we should round that up. $4,590. How does that? Not to exceed.
Okay.
Gina, second.
Second.
Okay, discussion. I just want to ensure this is a town pump and not another private pump.
No, it is a town lift station.
Okay. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, 12:16. Request for installment payment plan to rehabilitation instead of abandoning the lift station 11 sewer connection. Interim Public Services Director Jacques.
Okay, this is lift station 11, where the owner has had the tenant who neglected to take care of this particular lift station. I had put the town attorney's name on with this item to see if there was a legal issue that she could come up with, but I see her name is no longer there. What she has asked, you know, at first she came and said that it was going to cost her $100,000, and we put her in connection with the contractor that's been doing work with us, and they gave her several options, and when she chose, it came to somewhere $43,000 or no more than 45, let's say. And she said she couldn't afford even that. She could put like 13,000 against that cost, and she would like to know if she could pay, if the town will give her a loan for the difference. It's up to the commission whether they want to do something like that. What she has done, what she's proposing is to use the clause for the sewer connection where we allow owners to do payment, installment payment if they cannot afford it. However,
Yeah,
that's not a loan.
That section that you sent me is for impact fee payments, as I recall.
Right. But that's
Not-
what she's
Not for somebody who needs to actually install whatever. She needs to do this herself. It's not that she's paying us impact fees for something.
right.
Totally.
I understand that, but she's
Yeah.
using that to see if
but
it
it's
can
not
be used.
applicable. It's not applicable. I mean, you can use it as an example, but it's not applicable in this situation. I'm
That's-
just.
that's-
letting you know.
Go ahead, JC.
That's what I was gonna say. She's using a code and kind of taking it out of context because it's like a fee that we allow the customer, I guess, to pay over time if the commission so chooses. But it's not the town actually doling out cash and outlaying some cash to a customer, to a resident, to a business owner. At that point, the town then becomes a bank, and quite frankly, I'm not in favor of it because, well, then that means I have to have Harry and his team, hunt these people down and send out bills and invoices and set up some kind of payment plan. And that's just something that we're not really set up for. Quite frankly, I'm not sure if it's really legal to lend out tax dollars or some kind of thing. I'm kind of concerned about that. But that's not, I can't answer that question. That would be our town attorney that would answer that.
Mr. Chair, I was with JC during these meetings. Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
Okay, so JC, you need to explain to the commission how this thing evolved and what she wants to do and where she was going in the beginning. And the commission said no. And then she came back complaining again. And we heard through you that we are looking for ways, the staff was looking for ways that we could help her. And this was the best. Remember the meeting and she said, I need help.
I remember, and I believe Miriam kind of introduced the item at the beginning. And that, yes, he's right. She came in and the contract, she had a contractor or engineer saying that it was going to cost her over $100,000 to repair to this lift station.
But tell the commission what she wanted to do.
Yes, she wanted to connect to Broward County, the sewer system, which we said no to. And then we said, we also told her that we think that $100-something thousand price is a little high. We put them in contact with one of our contractors so we can get a second opinion on that. And we were correct. There's other options and other ways to repair it, fix it. That would be much less than 100 and something thousand.
So the whole
they only wanted to put in, and I'm sorry to interrupt you there, sir. They only wanted to put in, I think $13,000 or $14,000 worth, because they said that that's what the connection to Broward County was gonna cost them. I don't know. That's what they're saying, but apparently the repair here is, I guess, in excess of $50,000, and they're looking for the difference from the town. Again, we're not a bank, unfortunately, and it's just it's setting a bad precedent. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah,
It's setting a bad precedent, and there is a clause in the Florida Constitution which prohibits towns from, giving money to benefit private parties. I mean, this is not a grant. We would actually be loaning her the money. From a legal standpoint, I don't think it's a great precedent to set.
Well, and based on what the town attorney said, Mr. Chair, is that I agree, and I know staff would agree to this. So let's do what we have to do and say no. This was trying to help somebody. Now we know that you can't do that. And so it would be no, and they cannot hook up to Broward County. They still have to come up with the money to make the repairs and use our system. That's what I would say after hearing the testimony right now.
All right. Is there a motion then?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we do not go forward, based on what the attorney said, the town attorney, Melissa Anderson. I would make a motion that we do not go forward with lending any money, and that the property owner is responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of that system. That's their lift station, and that it would be forbidden for them to go into the county's system and abandon us. That would be my motion. Maybe it's too long. The attorney has to tell me if she wants me to break it down. Is that
Should I
okay?
second discussion?
Discussion.
May I, Mayor, or does
Go ahead.
the attorney have something to say?
I don't have anything to say other than what I have already said, which is I just, I doubt the legality of it, and the ordinance section, which again has been cited, is not applicable, as JC and I previously pointed out. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that. And I just want to add and say that JC shared that with me. We had a meeting, and I was also explained the situation. That's all.
Okay, and then I would just like to tell the commission, we were looking for alternatives to make the property owner more amenable to what we wanted to do. He sat in the meetings, and I'm just now hearing this, what the attorney is saying, and it's no. So let's throw it right back on the property owner. JC helped work, Miriam, Dan, everybody tried.
Let's move this forward. Roll call.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, but can we clarify what the motion is, please?
Oh, you took too long. Okay, okay, here's what it was, that that the lending of the money, and Madam Attorney, if you could just help me along while I'm scooting along here. Just listen to what I say so that we get it right. That the town is not going to lend any money to the property owner, whatever that name is. And furthermore, the property owner is responsible for their lift station, and that has to be repaired, and upkeep has to be done by them. And third, that it would be forbidden that the property owner tie into the county system and abandoning us without our permission, and we're not giving permission for that. That would be.
sounds like a complete motion.
Well, thank you, Melissa. You've taught me well. Go ahead. That's it. I tried to help. Okay. We all tried to help. JC, Miriam, Dan, everybody tried to help her. And now we see after the research, you can't. So that was it, Vice Mayor, if you want to second that, or Mr. Mayor,
No,
if you could.
we just had clarification. That's all we were trying to get.
Yep.
All right, Marlon, you got it?
Yes, I do.
All right, roll
Is-
call.
There was a motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen?
Yes.
Thank you. Passes.
And I would further say the town attorney needs to direct a letter from the town to the property owner, spelling this out, keeping us out of it.
Agreed. All right, moving on. 13, old business. 13.1, special elections. Town manager Jimenez, town attorney Anderson, town clerk Martell.
Mr. Mayor, at our last commission meeting, I believe the commission decided that they, not going to appoint anyone, being that having a special election would cost us money. You guys would have to vote on approving a special election and directing us to conduct that. I'll defer to Marlon as far as any details as far as when the next election can be held. I don't have that from Broward County elections, but if the commission so decides, we'd have to.
All right, Marlon?
Yes, sir. Based on the last meeting, I went ahead and I reached out to Mr. Way in the elections department to find out what our options were. The only election that they have scheduled at the present time is for March 9th. There's nothing scheduled for the rest of the year. At the present time, we would only be able to advertise this information for about the next 2 weeks or 3 at the max. And therefore we may, if we were to go ahead and set up a special election, we'd have to pay the money. And if nobody were to apply, then we basically would lose that money. So it's, you know, again, it's up to the commission to make that decision if they wish to have a special election or not.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Chair, I would say to you, or Mr. Mayor, I would say to you that now hearing that we can't have anything for the rest of the year, it's imperative that we set the wheels in motion so that we could have a special election.
Well, I'll make a motion.
Okay, I make a motion that we direct staff, Marlon, and the attorney, whoever she needs, to move forward in doing whatever paperwork, whatever is necessary, so that we could have a special election on March, what's the date?
March 9th.
And 2021, held by the supervisor of elections, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Does that suffice? Does that suffice?
Discussion now?
You need a second, and then we can have
Oh,
discussion.
second discussion? I have to disagree. I am not in favor for the special election. I've sat on the commission where I think we should save the money. It's not too far away. I think this town we need the money. I remember sitting on the commission where there was 2 empty seats and they didn't want to fill it because they wanted to save money. So you know what? I'm not in favor of this. I don't want to have a special election. I think we should just save the money, use it for the town, which we need a lot of work. And and we did not budget for a lot of things. So, you know, that money, it might not sound a lot to some people, but that money can do a lot of work for this town. So I'm going to leave it as that.
Okay, and I have a little discussion I'd like to make too. You know, we have a charter in place, as outdated as it is, it does allow for us to do things like we had a 60-day process that we could review, you know, people to put them in place, which would save us the money of having this special election. And the commission, it was a 2-2 split on that decision. So because we couldn't agree to do that, I believe it would be fiscally irresponsible of us to spend the money to have a special election when we couldn't even follow what our charter is written as having that 60 days available to us, and to be able to appoint someone to that position. And without exhausting our resources prior to, I don't believe we should step ahead to the next one. Howard, do you have anything?
Well, I'm going to maintain my opinion, and that is, I think that we should, because then you would have an election and you'd have somebody.
All right.
You know, and I think that we need to, that's going to be what my opinion today. If you would ask me back during the time with Gina, and we really went through a lot, and it ended up, you have to have.
There was 3 of us. I was by myself.
Yeah, well, we were all by ourselves, but it was harder. So that's why my opinion is the way it is today.
Okay, roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Commissioner Clark?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen? Vice Mayor Cohen?
No. We gotta save money. Budget. We gotta have money. We gotta Do things.
Mayor Jacobs,
No.
motion dies.
All right. 3.2 Personnel Manual. Mayor Jacobs, Human Resources Director Menengazo, Town Attorney Anderson. Motion. Oh, resolution number 2020-123. You want to go ahead, Yolanda?
Sure. I wanted to add that one of the things that I put most recently in the handbook that I think is important for the commission to be aware of is that any revisions to the handbook, I think, should be made by the town manager. And I will explain why. As we roll out this new handbook, remember that we have not had a new handbook, an updated handbook. This is a handbook that we've had since 1997. So we're going to be rolling out a new handbook with a lot of new policies, and employees are going to have questions. Specific departments might say, you know, that a certain policy might not work for them. Melissa and I, the town attorney, and I were talking about it yesterday, that we might, you know, want to look at a specific policy and clarify certain language on it, just to continuously make improvements to the document. And if it has to be brought forth to the commission each and every time, it might delay the clarification of those policies. And I think that since the town manager is the one who deals with the employees on a day-to-day basis, I thought that that was the best course of action for any revisions to the handbook to be approved by the town manager. So that's the biggest thing that I would say. That's the change that I put on there. So if anybody has any questions on the handbook, I'm happy to answer.
Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, okay, I have to jump in there, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
It's okay, I respect everything, not everything, but I respect what we disagree, Yolanda and I. The commission, it's still a commission form of government. We need to go forward with our other committee. I agree with that 100%. But right now, you could bring these revisions, you know, there's not going to be that many after you start working, after the manager works with it for a while. And so it should still come back to the commission. You know, even if that's the way I can't change that opinion until you change the form of government. But I respect you, Yolanda, but that's my opinion.
And again, I'm going to have to disagree with you, as the manager sees to the day-to-day operations and the commission are the liaisons above. So the manager makes the recommendations to the commissioner within a commission form of government. So I actually like the way it's written. It actually, it works very well, Yolanda.
And I agree. I think it keeps everybody kind of in their lane too.
And what I could do is that in those situations where one of these policies has to be tweaked, or has to be modified, I can make a list or notify the commission of whatever changes are made, so you guys can be abreast of that. And then if it causes any you know, belly aching or any issues, you can bring it up at a commission meeting. But I still have the authority to do it.
That's actually, Mr. Manager, that any revisions to the handbook, we would notify the staff, right? Because they need to be aware if there's something in their terms and conditions of employment that are changing. So when we would send out a notice to all the staff, you know, the commission would be aware of that as well. Yeah.
But I like what JC said. He's willing to cooperate with the commission. And I've noticed that, and that's a really good thing. And when he says that he'll bring it back up to us, if there's heartburn, there might not be any heartburn or stomach ache. I like that. So somewhere it needs to just be mentioned that, and I think it'll go the way I would like to see it. And keep it still in the vein of a commission form of government. However, I also understand his position, where he has to make and decide things. and I like what he said. So if somewhere that could be incorporated, that he could bring a list back up to us, no problem, no heartburn. But if there is something, then the commission needs to be able to bring it up and do what they think might be in the best. And I'm using words like might, maybe, if. Okay.
Howard,
So,
I don't think this affects the commission form of government whatsoever. This just gives the town manager the opportunity to make changes when necessary and bring them forward to the commission. So
and bring them forward to the commission. Is that what you're saying?
What he just said, he was going to bring them forward to the commission.
Yeah, I would let, just so that I'll any changes that I make, obviously that you guys know.
Yeah.
And if one has heartburn, you'll bring it forward to the commission. You can't ask.
The issue, you can more than welcome to bring it up on a commission.
Okay.
So
I want to make sure that we all understand what the other person is saying. I think JC is saying he will send notification to the commissioners of changes in the handbook, not that he's going to bring it to the commission for approval at a meeting.
Right.
Correct. That's what I meant. That's and if there's any issue with a decision, then the commission has the right to, bring it up at that item at a commission meeting, I guess.
Yeah. So Melissa, town attorney, may I, Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
What I think is reasonable is he's saying he can make the changes and notification will go out to all the commissioners. If a commissioner has heartburn over it, then the commissioner can bring this issue up, say the next available commission meeting or within so many days. That's fair. And then then the commission would hear about it. And then they take action if necessary. They might say that he's perfectly right. That's what we're saying there. He's saying.
Okay. Just wanted to speak.
Okay.
So everybody was on the same page.
We're all on the same page now. So motion for approval or motion?
I make a motion. What do you need? A motion to adopt something or a motion?
Motion to adopt the resolution 2021-23.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have to ask a few questions of Yolanda. Yolanda, where we have the conduct.
We can do that in discussion.
I know, but she said she was going to mirror that. Oh, in discussion. Okay, motion to adopt. Okay, I see what you're doing.
Cohen.
Second.
Discussion.
Okay, so now what I'm saying is that we would be able to bring this issue if you had heartburn. That's a if. So we would be able to do that. And then the other question I had was on this conduct resolution that we're going to pass or bring up. Is that mirrored in the personnel policy? Because I asked if the commissioner has to abide by these rules of conduct, then also personnel should. And I asked Yolanda to do that, review it, and she said she did. You told JC and I you had done that. Is that true? Is that what we have?
Well, the code of conduct is another item. This is separate from this. This is just approving and adopting the personnel manual.
Yeah, but that's their conduct. So it was discussed between Yolanda, myself, and JC that if you require a commissioner to do it, then staff cannot violate that conduct. In other words, mostly talking about somebody.
I think what the commissioner is discussing is, I guess the employee and Yolanda, correct, just correct me if I'm wrong. What he's referring to is an employee's conduct towards commissioners, and it needs to be one of respect and no, no disparaging comments. I think that's what he was saying. And Yolanda, you said you were going to address that in there.
We did add that. We did add that all interactions that employees have, whether it be with their own coworkers, whether it be with their supervisor, a commissioner, even an outside vendor, a resident, anybody that they interact with as a representative of the town, they need to hold themselves to the highest standards of conduct and ethics. So
Okay,
we do that language in the handbook. And I feel very confident with the code of conduct and the code of ethics that we have in the handbook.
Okay, so very good. Thank you.
And that's the personnel handbook. Personnel.
The employee handbook, yes, personnel handbook.
All right, roll call.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. 13.3 Code of Conduct, Mayor Jacobs, Town Attorney Anderson, Resolution 2020-090.
Sorry,
And this-
I was muted. Resolution number 2020-090. A resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, adopting a code of conduct for elected and appointed town officials, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Motion?
Oh, sorry. Before you guys do this, I apologize. But Melissa, did you ever read out the motion for the approval of
No,
the?
she did not. I didn't mark it.
If we can have Melissa please read that out, and then we'll continue. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Sure. Resolution number 2020-123, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving and adopting the Town of Pembroke Park Personnel Manual, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Thank you.
Okay. So back to the Code of Conduct resolution. Need a motion?
Okay, so for discussion purposes, motion to adopt.
I didn't hear you, Gina.
No, I said motion to adopt. That was me.
I heard you, Howard. And
Okay.
Gina seconded it. All right.
Okay.
Discussion. Anyone? All right. Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right.
Oh, I'm
move
sorry, read
on.
the resolution.
Oh.
We keep doing this backwards. Do apologize.
That's why JC was scratching his head.
Melissa, can you please read the resolution by title only?
Resolution number 2020-090, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, adopting a code of conduct for elected and appointed town officials, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Everyone's in favor?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call. We'll just do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. 14.1 Public Services Update. Vice Mayor Cohen.
You didn't hear that. All right. Anyways, we did speak on some of these issues that Howard brought up that I had meetings on, and because I've been meeting a lot with the Public Works and our town manager, but I do have some wonderful news. When I was out exploring the town and all the things that need to be done in the town, I was exploring our FPL pose, okay? And So I told Miriam I wanted her to get a hold of FPL because I noticed in Hollandale, they have the concrete ones. Okay, we have the wooden ones, okay, that are rotten. And then you have some that are a safety hazard and ready to fall on somebody and kill someone. So, anyway, so she made the call today to FPL. And you know, it's pole hardening. And I set the meeting up for tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. I mean, this is wonderful news because you know what? This is going to make a huge difference in our town. It's going to look nice. I mean, and so we're meeting with the rep, myself, the manager, and our town attorney who knows a lot about this stuff. And she's going to sit in on that meeting and we're going to make sure we get things moving and grooving. How does that sound? And I'm so excited. I can't wait until that meeting tomorrow because I want to see this town. I can't wait to see beautification.
Awesome.
Yep, awesome.
All right. Oh,
That
you're
is
muted.
great news.
That's good news. Moving in the right direction.
Okay, I'm looking at this, planning for the color palette. JC, you had, Ray wanted to remove 14.2, as that was his item?
That's correct. That's his item. He wanted to remove it until the next meeting.
Planning, I have planning all the color palette. Signage for businesses during COVID. Okay, 14.3. Signage for businesses during COVID, Mayor Jacobs and Michael Miller, Town Planner Miller. Discussion. Michael, did you guys come up with a plan again for signs for the COVID to help the businesses?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Okay. I'll turn this down a little bit.
You're very low, Mike.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
A little better.
As you requested at the workshop, I looked into the program that the town commission set in place shortly after the COVID crisis began in March. It was at the April 21st meeting that the commission passed a motion to allow businesses to put out, we'll call it extra signage, if you will, that was outside of the scope of the normal wall sign and window sign and all that, to let people know they were open or to be cautious when you're coming in or something. The commission was careful to put a 60-day time frame on that. So that expired actually in June 21st. Since that time, nobody knew how long the pandemic was going to last. It's still going on now. Hopefully we get some vaccines here in the next few months, but it might be still a little bit of time. Maybe the staff immediately put into place a program, a mailer that went out to the businesses telling them about the program. There's a simple permit form, no fee, that people filed, so we had some knowledge of who had flags up or temporary signage. And it seemed like it went over very well. Probably should have been brought back to you as the time frame went along to have an extension, but it was not. I'm recommending you do that now. But having said that, the staff has been, cognizant of the plight of the pandemic on the businesses. Some of the businesses have left the signs out, and we've kind of looked the other way, if you will, to let them stay. So I think it's important as a small community that we support the businesses in the town, that you maybe take some action to extend it again and periodically put it on a ticker so that it comes back to you periodically to either, it's over or continue it a little bit more. But, is a something to our business owners to let them know we care and then that people know they're open. there's nothing in the code about people putting the signs on the window that says wear a face mask. I mean, that's just a very odd thing. So people are doing that, you know, everybody does that. So that's the report. I gave you a staff report summarizing that, and my suggestion is that you consider extending for a time certain, whatever you feel is proper, on the temporary signs again.
So, Michael, would you just say, consider using the same program that we had before with the 60 days on it, and then after
Yes.
60 days renew?
Yeah, 60 days would be fine. You know, they get us into the probably February or so. You know, Lucy and Jeffrey and Jocelyn jumped right on it. The paperwork is already in place. So there's no, you know, I don't see any additional work other than maybe update the flyer type of thing, but the paperwork is in place, ready to go.
Okay. As this is discussion, JC, do we need to vote on this, or can we just give direction on this one? You muted us, JC. You went backwards.
I'm sorry. What I would do is, you know, if you're gonna approve something like this, it wouldn't hurt to have a resolution in place. You know, especially if it's gonna be for a certain time period or whatever.
Then.
I mean, you can give us direction to go ahead and allow, and then we can formalize it with a resolution.
Yeah, but I'd like to get it going right away for these businesses.
Yeah, you can give us direction. We can start, you know, allowing it right away.
Okay.
And then we can come back with a resolution formalizing it.
All right, can I get a motion from someone for this? I can't hear either one of you. You're both muted.
Okay, I make a motion that we direct staff to, what do you want to do? Have the attorney and staff prepare a resolution regarding this? What do you
They
want?
already have everything put in place, Howard, just to start the process of getting the applications out so these businesses can put signs up while we get a resolution ready for the next workshop.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we grant the businesses to put signs up, I guess, on a temporary basis while staff and the attorney are preparing a resolution that'll come back to the commission at the next workshop.
And I'll second.
Is that all right, Melissa?
That's good.
That is fine with me.
Okay.
All right. Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. I need to bring up a non-agenda item for discussing our next commission workshop date. It's currently scheduled for December 23rd.
Let me bring up the non-agenda item. I make a motion to bring up a non-agenda item.
Cohen?
I'll
Second.
make a motion to bring up a non-agenda item. You got to get our partner.
I'm just waiting on Cohen.
So, Gina.
We can't
Come
hear you.
on.
I said the 23rd.
Yeah,
No,
no,
the
it's
sec-
scheduled on the 23rd. Okay. Second
You got a
it?
second.
Are you gonna second it?
Second.
All right, discussion. All right, currently our workshop is scheduled for Wednesday, December 23rd at 6 p.m.
Virtual meeting.
Virtual meeting. I would like
All
to
right.
see if we could all agree to move this meeting to the 21st, which is that Monday.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we move the regular workshop meeting of Wednesday, the 23rd, December 23rd,
December 23rd, 6 p.m.
2020 at 6 p.m. Move it to Monday, December 21st at 6 p.m. 2020. That's my motion. Is there a
Yeah, second.
Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacob, sorry.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right.
That's the 21st of December. We have our workshop.
Any attorney reports?
Yes, I have prepared a ordinance allowing a special magistrate to hear code enforcement items, and that will be on the workshop, and then I'd like it to be in front of the commission in January if that is what the commission desires. So expect to see that, and I will send out a copy for everybody to review ahead of time.
Sounds good.
Oh
Minute.
no, go ahead.
Somebody,
No, you have questions, Gina?
No, not to that, but I wait on
Okay.
your commission.
All right. JC.
I have a question.
Manager
I have a,
report? Oh,
No, I have nothing to report right now. Just read anything this week will be in my report at the end of the week.
okay, go ahead, Howard.
okay, well, I was gonna say that I'd have to have more discussion with that magistrate as opposed to our code board, but I can let others, that'll come up at the workshop, correct?
I'll come up at the workshop.
Okay, so my exciting news is we had a meeting today with MPO. As you know, I'm a member of that board, and Miriam and I talked to Brian. He's the representative that deals with Pembroke Park. And some exciting news is that we are third in the county, Tiny Pembroke Park, in acquiring grants from the MPO, which was very exciting. And also that we're going to be coming up relatively soon in round 2 of grants. And a couple of the projects that I ran by him that he saw that it was very possible to do was the Southwest 30th Avenue, the drainage and the roadway, and also the mast arm over here on Hallandale Beach Boulevard and 48th, which we've been trying for a long time to get. And he suggested that we have to get the FDOT approval. So I plan on going up and seeing O'Reilly and telling O'Reilly that it is possible for us to get funding through the surtax. And so we'll do that right away and come back to the commission with whatever he says. I know there's a resolution. Marlon, you'd have to find that resolution and we could go on that unless the commission wants to do something different.
Which resolution?
A resolution asking the Florida Department of Transportation to put in mast arms on 48th Avenue and Hallandale Beach Boulevard, and
I remember that.
Also work on the direction of traffic there. And so if you could get that, then we'll go back up there and see him. I think that was a year ago we went. And go back up and see him and tell him now we have a possible source to fund it. So that is there. And then it's exciting. We are going to have another round of grants that we're going to apply for, and we could do the 30th Avenue and anything else the commission, comes up with. One thing else that we're going to be able to do is also include the repair and repair and rehabilitation of roadways and drainage townwide. So you could see where we're coming from when we say we could have a vehicle to use this money through the neighborhood improvement program. And so it's all coming forward, and it's exciting. So we're going to have more. And at that, Mr. Mayor, we need, because we have never had so many grants coming forward at the same time. We would like to, if you can somehow, we get some extra hands to deal with these grants. I asked Harry today if there's money in the budget. There is. And I asked JC, I talked it over with JC and Harry. There's money in the budget. And if we could get some hands, right? Because we never have done something like this many projects. And then I've been talking to Yolanda, and it's possible that we could get the planner to also do a little in these grants. So working together, everybody working together for one common goal, and we will see all those wish list requests. But that's what we're talking about. So on the so that's where I'd be coming forward at the workshop, trying to solve some of these problems, and it's going to be coming because like we are going to make improvements in this town, and that's where we're starting. And round 2 starts at the beginning of next year. So I would like to just say to you, I think 30th Avenue, we have talked about that. And I've already been to the county, the Tony guy with the county. Who's that that's talking? So these are all the beautiful projects, economic development on 30th Avenue, and get this money. It would save the town a lot of money to have this thing approved by MPO. So that's one. And the other one is the massed arms, which we've been trying to do for a long time, but now we possibly have a way to fund it. So that's my report. And I haven't heard anything about annexation. It's quiet. And then who knows that you can call David Segerson and ask him what the update is.
Okay. And Gina?
I just wanted to add to Howard, I mean, I also had meetings. I asked also our manager and Miriam to look into grants as well for the improvements of the town. So I just want to make sure that you know that we're all on the same page, and I've been on top of this to make all these improvements that have been neglected for years. So we're going to get there.
We are going to get there. We're working together, Gina, we'll do it. It's all of us working together.
I just want to put it out there. You know, I've been working.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work with Miriam. What I want to do, I think it would be helpful for the entire commission to see all the projects and the grants that are associated with each, and what step in the grant we're in. Some of them are under contract. Some of them are not under contract yet. We're in the hunt, and I think it'll be beneficial to the commission to see the entire list of the projects that we're working with, and to see the total dollar amount. So we'll prepare something.
And you have to remember, I actually sit on the voting board, an MPO member. It makes a difference. That was the suggestion O'Reilly made to me 2 years ago. If you want to get things done, get on that board. It has been a lot of work. It's finally coming to fruition. It's positive. Let's do just what we're all saying. Let's move forward together, working together, and get it done. And we will get things done. We have the surtax money. We have C-SLIP, complete streets. We have a lot of different ways we're going, and we'll bring it all back to the commission.
At some point, I'm going to bed, so we got to keep this meeting moving along.
Can I, Commissioner, comments?
I thought we just did that.
All right. No, I just wanted to add to your thing, because I forgot to mention on my 14.1, because I was so excited about the light post. Okay.
Yeah,
but I have to tell you, the park, is looking nice. I had Public Works. They painted the benches. I don't know if you looked at the benches over here in the parks. Beautiful. They did a great job, the guys. They cleaned the clubhouse, They pressure cleaned the games that needed done. They put fresh sand in, you know, for our people that live here all year round. I mean, so I, you know, but there was something else, and I don't know if this is the time, but I wanted to mention this, and it's very important because at our meeting, last week, was that, last week, we also spoke about, because the town is been neglected for so many years, that, we were talking about, JC and I, maybe hiring somebody bringing somebody in from the outside to get us caught up, because there's just so much work. So I don't know if you want to wait, Mayor, if we should put it on the workshop, or can we go out now and look? I was thinking maybe like a handyman that can do everything, and, you know, and get us caught up, because that's the only way we're going to get caught up, by hiring somebody from the outside. I mean, that's just my feelings.
Vice Mayor, before we start deciding on hiring, remember, we're gonna look to see what we can do. If there's a company like pressure washing, we can bring a team in and pressure wash a bunch of stuff and
right.
And allow. So we're still trying to let us plan that before we bring someone else on. But
yeah, I don't want to delay things. You know, I want to move forward and beautify the town.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not gonna delay.
Because it's a mess.
Okay. So let's move that for a workshop. All right, Gina?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
And I'll see you Friday.
Thank you. I got a couple announcements here. Toy Drive. It will be Thursday, December 17th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. This will be a drive-through like we did with the turkey drive. It will be a no contact as well. So, and we finally got a volunteer for Santa.
Oh, good.
Miguel stepped up. He's going to be our Santa. So
oh.
I'm excited that we got a volunteer and I didn't have to volunteer someone to do the position. So anyways, that will be on December 17th. And then the next workshop commission meeting, so we have it, is Monday,
the 21st.
December 21st at 6 p.m. And Marlon, can you send Ray a notice and let him know that we did change the date on that, please?
Yes, I will.
All right. Adjournment?
Aye.
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 All right. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody,
Thank you.
see you on Friday.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
Bye-bye. Thank you.